Oh,
Hello! Everyone's in the wrong slot today, so Ava is looking mighty fine. Let me just adjust that real quick.
Oh, I'm Dakota today. Cool.
Ollie is Ava.
Awesome.
Man, I forgot my mouse today to play Ollie.
There we go. Everything is sorted. So, hello, welcome back to Roll For It, with favorite YouTube studios get together to play some lovely tabletop RPGs. Right, we are playing Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition, Silence of Shadows, and we have stuff going to happen. There's a big episode coming, so we'll try and be quick with the...
Sorry, I got coffee on the way, so we're good.
Okay.
We have to take your time through the intro, EE.
I'll take my time.
I am waiting. They said 9 to 12 more minutes, but he's at the store, so it could be like 5 minutes. Who knows? Okay. Marvin, I
damn it, Marvin.
Come on, Marvin.
Pull through for us.
Come on, Marvin.
Okay. So there are no announcements today. Oh, that was easy. Okay.
Oh, that's fast.
Oh, damn.
Chilling. Go support us on Patreon. Number of tiers and rewards. Twitch. Subscribe, and there's bits and tips as well. YouTube member, and what else? Tell people, spread the word. Do that. Sorry, I am very ill today, so I'm trying.
You're nailing it, EE.
Thank you.
I
feel so much better now.
If you sub to EE's, if you sub to Roll For It, it'll go from the coronavirus to the flu.
It's true. Stepping down a notch.
I will accept that.
That's how hospitals work in the United States. The more money you spend,
it's a good thing that I'm not in the United States. Let me sort this right now. I'm going to go to Roll For It, and I'm going to subscribe.
And now you don't have coronavirus.
Yeah, congratulations, you've saved yourself.
But because you subbed to yourself, you have something worse.
Oh no. How do I make it better?
Rest and hydration.
But I need to
take it from somebody that just
stuff.
overcame the flu this past week.
I was going to say lie down and don't do any work is usually like step one.
It was a very long week for me.
But I need to do vampire stuff. You guys
well, that's what I did. I vampired last Saturday, and then I laid down for 4 days with the flu. So, you know.
And then infected me.
And then infected you digitally, yes.
Yep. One of you guys is next.
If I get sick next week, I am blaming both of you.
I was at PAX yesterday. I'll be at PAX again either tonight and tomorrow.
Oh,
so
you're getting sick next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm already dead.
Right. That said, warning. Hi, this is Vampire the Masquerade. Vampire the Masquerade by default is a setting full of problematic stuff. We're playing vampires. We are playing characters. We are not our characters. So if our characters do something dodgy, that's our characters doing something dodgy, not us as people. So don't hate us, hate the characters. That's fine. Secondly, if anything is problematic for you, because hey, it's vampires by nature are pretty problematic, especially in World of Darkness setting, which doesn't pull punches with the darkness. Feel free to, take care of yourself if you need to, mute the stream for a bit, or, go make a cup of tea, or skip an episode if you need to. You don't need to hurt yourself on our account. That said, Matt, let's take it away. I'm sorry, our coffee's still on.
We can get a pog in chat. Marvin's on the way, everybody. Marvin's on the way.
I will believe it when he gets there.
We believe in you, Marvin.
I believe in Marvin, too, because he's got caffeine. You know what I'm saying? Well, actually, where we left off on the last episode, it was the night prior to your attempted assault. So I'd actually like to rehand it back to the Coterie, so you all can lay in front of the audience the plan that we're going into this with, and then we can pick up with the plan beginning if you'd like. So you can rewind it to the night before. We're all having like last night conversations. You're laying out your plan. How does this all look? How does this all look like it's going to go? I know it's kind of like throwing you into the scene just immediately. So let me set the scene a little bit. We're in the back of Ollie's bar. Most of the patrons have already shuffled out, as you do remember the person who overheard certain things happened in the last episode as well.
What an asshole.
The whole front of the bar is gone. Grant left with the shotgun to go scouting as well, or go through Chinatown and see what he could see. And you had a few, like you had layered systems. So while you're all sitting around the preparatory area for where you make your food and stuff, we've got Ollie standing, Ava's cross-legged with herself propped up over on the nearby prep table next to the sink. Dakota's leaning against the wall, and Crowley is either, in my mind, standing with his arms crossed, or he's doing the Riker on a chair with a backwards chair. One or the other. Yeah, so that one. And so the three of you are sitting around talking about how tomorrow is going to go. And so, for my sake as well, what is this plan look like? You're planning on assaulting the next evening at this point in time.
Correct.
At least in this moment.
Yes. Although I am a little hungry, perhaps we should all make sure we're at our best strength tomorrow. Get a little feeding in tonight. Anybody else need to feed?
That's not a bad idea.
I am.
I'm at hunger 3, so I need to feed.
Also, there are security guards, so on the way in, we can always get a quick nip. Well,
True. I should at least feed a little bit tonight, though. If anybody, I don't know if anybody has anything on them. Otherwise, I can.
I can get a quick bite from a security guard, but I don't think Ava's gonna do that unless they've got security dogs.
Exactly.
They do not.
Should I visit a friend?
If possible, I would very much appreciate that.
How late is it, Mathis?
Well, by the time you guys were ready to wrap this thing up, it was already like close to 2 or 3 in the morning. You'd have to call the guy and see if he's willing to wake up and do you a solid. Again, he has no idea. You remember, none of them have any idea you're kindred, and he doesn't really ask questions.
They just, it's always for the dogs, right? Okay. And tomorrow night will be.
I mean, you can wait until the next night. Like tomorrow night is your own self-imposed timeline.
Okay, great. It's a little late now, Ava. We could wait till tomorrow.
Marvin's here, everybody. Pog in chat.
Marvin.
The one issue with that is I think the plan was to go like right at the start of the evening. So I don't know if we would have much time tomorrow.
Yeah, you literally wake up in the van outside. I
could just wing it for tonight and get a street rat or something. My least favorite way to feed. But desperate times call for desperate measures, I suppose. How bad is
it when you feed off people?
I have to take 2 willpower, right? Or no, I have to take 2 willpower, which I kind of want to keep my willpower also.
You're gonna need it.
I'm willing to take the stain for the animal tonight. All right.
Question. Sorry, I was thinking of this while I was walking. Before we jumped into the game, somebody said they wanted to put experience into a new discipline. Correct?
Me?
Did you already do that?
Yes.
You haven't learned it yet.
No.
There's rules to picking up new disciplines that we have been ignoring that must be played, and you must figure out or get in order to learn it. You must obviously put the experience into it. But the night before, you need to imbibe the blood of a resonance that matches the power that you're looking for in order to learn to pick up the next step in that power. I do believe.
Oh.
That's wild.
It's all right. You just hunt. You just got to hunt.
Okay.
Hunting is all that matters. It means you just need to burn a willpower, drink from a human. It sucks for that night, but you're not going to get the resonance off a fucking possum in the backyard who's like feeling horny. You know what I mean?
You'll get the resonance for animalism.
Yes, you will get it for animalism.
It is Chicago. The streets of Chicago.
But you need the blood and you need to hunt, which means Ava, who feels like she may even be on the cusp of something new. You've been using Auspex so often lately. It's been so useful. You've been forcing visions, and you've truly just been testing the limits of your own vitae, your own blood, and what these gifts can bring you. While you've always heavily relied on the simple things, like walking into a place with awe and having all eyes on you for good or for bad. There's more to this power. The first step for you learning that was being able to induce visions, to see beyond. And while it's difficult to understand what messages the blood may or may not be trying to give you, there's easily that Ava easily understands that, yes, there's more here. And even though you're on the verge of it, every time when you start to call forth the blood and expand, you immediately get hungry. It's not something you can do. Not right away.
Okay.
So you want level 4 Auspex power. Which one did you want? I can't remember.
Spirit's Touch.
Bear's touch.
Which I think it's fine. I don't. I may not need to use it for this session anyway, but it's something I wanted to use on a certain item.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, it
Perhaps.
doesn't have to be now. You can bank it, whatever you need to do.
Yep.
I just want to keep the power open. It's a 4. Yeah, so it's just something you need to go hunt down.
Okay.
Do you want to do that tonight? Is that something you want? Because people are looking about going out and hunting. Is that something you're looking to burn today?
Actually, yeah, because I need to feed anyway. The issue is burning the willpower, which I kind of want to keep my willpower. Maybe not tonight.
Okay.
I just want to hold on to my limited amount of willpower.
Okay. Do you want to go hunting just in the alleys, or is Dakota going to help you out?
Well, I suppose I'll go hunting in the alley if anybody would care to join
yourself?
me. I mean, I've done it before.
Mm.
If anybody would care to join, it's not exactly the most thrilling experience.
What are you looking for?
I think it is so
Awesome.
in an
A rat?
alleyway. Oh my god! I'm gonna go help Ava, and we'll be back.
That seems like a
Don't.
good idea.
Kill
Fine,
each
right.
other
Allie,
while
you
we're
sound sick.
gone.
Is something wrong?
I wish I was a kindred. Just do
I
it
know, right?
simpler.
Right. Just the two
I
of you
do too.
don't kill each other while we're gone. Okay, we'll be back.
Okay. Dakota and Ava, you're heading out to hunt just wildlife. Just
I'm
Something
gonna help
easy.
her find a possum
well,
in
you
an
can either go
alleyway.
possum, or you can bring her to Northerly Isle and bring her to some gangrel hunting grounds and take her hunting.
If we have the time tonight, that would be.
That'd be fun.
I mean, you have
Why not?
hours, but as long as you don't mind Ava either spending the night in a, if you takes a while, spending the night in a sunbag on her ship near
I think the
Northerly
plan
Isle.
was to get back so that I could put them in the van and then park out front
Correct.
so that they wake up.
So it's
I
up
wish-
to you. Like I said, that's it. It's if you plan on going the next night, then likely you want to just go hunting for something in an
Okay.
alleyway somewhere.
Yeah, let's stick with the alley plan.
Or find
There's gotta
someone's
be
dog
something
they left
nearby.
outside.
Always hit the sewers. Lots of rats.
I hate the sewers.
That's true. You can eat some rats. You need to eat a lot of them, but you could go down in sewers and just scoop up rats for like an hour.
Chicago has a tremendous rat problem. And they're not little, they're like cat-sized rats.
You
That
just
is
need to make
true.
me a couple of Dex athletics rolls to catch a rat.
Yeah, but I gotta catch a couple hundred of them.
No, so for your blood potency, 2 rats would equal a hunger. So what's your hunger at right now?
3.
So you would need to eat 4 rats to bring
Okay,
yourself down
here
to
we
that
go.
100.
Okay. I'm supposed to be teaching her how to do this, right? But all right, I guess I'm gonna low. Are we going into the? Okay,
That's up to the
Dakota
2 of
stops
you.
at a
You're
manhole.
the expert, Dakota.
I stop at a manhole,
Okay.
and I
So we see the 2 of them. Let's follow the scene here. So the 2 of you're sitting in the back. You go through all your plans, and then after a while, it's brought up like, hey, before we do this, I'm feeling kind of hungry. Maybe we should take care of this before it becomes a problem tomorrow when it's more important. And on that, this brought up about Ava's problems. And so after some conversation, Ava and Dakota pop up to their feet, and we're gonna go hunt something down for Ava to feed on. They make their way out the back door, stick into the alleys, not really going to the main streets. And eventually, not too far, there's a manhole that Dakota walks up to, just kind of stops up to very quickly. What do you do when you get to the manhole? You just rip it open?
No, I'm like, all right. Do you want to do this?
I mean, I'm a little reluctant about it, but yes, let's do this.
what are you wearing?
I'm wearing a dress as usual.
Dakota bends down, like she might tie her shoe, but instead she picks your dress up and she knots it near your knees to get it like off the ground.
That's good.
Thank you.
And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna lower you down. I will join you.
Well, I didn't think you were gonna just leave me down there. Okay, let's go.
Dakota says, I sink or swim.
Oh, God.
Okay, so I need to roll. What did you say? Dex athletics?
Yeah, to catch a rat. Dex athletics.
All right, I'm gonna lower her down and I will join her. I'm gonna let her try first.
Sure, actually. I I'll try to do hunting myself.
I just need a dex athletic. So give me a wits awareness check first.
Okay.
Or getting better yet, a wits survival.
Oh God.
Oh,
As you hunt for a rat to snatch up.
This is why I'm glad Dakota went.
Yeah.
They could look for stray dogs if they really wanted to, but I have a feeling these people don't want to murder a stray dog. A 2 and a 2, you both see a different rat independently of one another on separate sides of the canal.
I go there.
And she goes,
okay. All right, let's try this.
We're gonna need more than one, right? And I guess I start splashing and running.
So we see them each point one out. One's sitting there chowing down on what looks like pizza crust, and another one is just sniffing the walls and kind of putting its paws up on it, moving a little bit, then putting its paws up again on it. You all have a moment to seize Dex Athletics.
Good God.
All right, Ava, you were able to just barely, as you run, Dakota, she's like, now, and she sprints forward, and Ava kind of stuns, moves forward as well. Very easily and swiftly in one motion, and with her right hand, Dakota's able to scoop this rat up before it even is able to let go of the pizza crust. You actually have the pizza crust between your middle finger and your ring finger as you have this rat in your hand. Meanwhile, Ava, while she is able to catch the rat, it's a bit of a sloppier one. She reaches forward, misses a bit, but is able to grab the end of the tail just as it's about to get away, and you're able to yoink it up. And you each have a rat in your hands. So,
just hold it. Yeah.
So, do you wait? Is there a hesitation, or is it just do you close your eyes? Are you getting used to feeding on animals?
I still would close my eyes. Here goes nothing.
You bare your fangs and sink your teeth into this rat, and as you do, it immediately stops fighting, and within seconds, it goes limp in your hand and is dead and drained. You're not sure what garbage tastes like, but you've convinced yourself after eating so many possums and rats that this is what garbage tastes like.
Absolutely.
With Dakota already, as she finishes, Dakota's already next to you, and here's the next one, and boom, you pop it down. 1 point of hunger sated. With survival for the next two. Listen, sometimes hunting is a hilarious adventure when
I got to do that time again.
With Ava.
Hey!
Oh, nice.
We're good at this.
You see another rat each independently of one another. Make your dex athletics rolls, please.
Dexterity.
Well, you gotta squeeze tighter. Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting better at this, Dakota.
And with that, you're down to hunger 1.
Oh, I feel so much better.
Great. I would like to feed on somebody else on our way back, maybe to the bar as well. If we're out, I'm gonna feed.
Yep, you're welcome to just use your okay, so this is important. Are you feeding in Anarch territory, the territory you're in now, which is Venture territory?
Shit.
Or are you gonna go to the rack, or are you gonna just poach and hope you don't get caught?
No.
Which is
No, I'll wait till I get home. I see the perfect prey up in the distance, and I'm
that's what I was gonna say. Do you get out of the sewer? Ava's with you. You see somebody, your eyes light up for a minute, and then politics starts going through your head, and openly you just hear Dakota going, "No,
don't eat them, no." And I sledge back with shit on my boots all the way to Ollie's bar. Still hungry.
They were gone for 15 minutes, Crowley and Ollie.
I should probably feed as well.
Same question for you. Do you wish to eat in the area? Feed off one of your own homeless in the network, which can, feeding off one of your own can be a quick fix. But you're feeding off of one of your own, and they'll be out for a few days. Or do you want to go looking? Or do you want to go poach?
I'll probably see if there's any in the area that I can feed from.
Of your own network?
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead and make me just out of is your homeless network, I'm assuming specifically.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't even have to ask. There's always one or two lingering around, keeping eyes on the city block.
Okay. I'll invite them in and go through the
I'm assuming you give them one of the back. You go to the back rooms with one of the cots.
Mm-hmm.
Do you offer them anything? Is this like an exchange of goods to Ollie? Well, they may not know what you're doing because they don't know what you are.
Right. Yeah, I give them money for it.
Okay. You give them cash?
Yeah, I give them $200.
Okay. So that's a pretty hefty chunk of 1 point of your resources. But
Yeah.
that's fine. It's not a full point, but it's a decent chunk. You give him cash. They don't typically ask questions, and you're able to feed off of him. And he'll be in this back room. What's your hunger at?
2.
So you're feeding 1 point of hunger. So he'll be out for the rest of the night and most of tomorrow. But by tomorrow night, he should be back up on his feet.
Okay. I'll lock up the door behind me.
Crowley, you're good. Didn't you eat before all of this?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yep, you're good. The only thing Crowley might want to do while he's here is get somebody to hitch a ride with them.
I was going to ask if Grant would
Grant?
ride shotgun.
Oh, I meant the ghost.
Oh, I have to ask her on the day, I think.
Okay, is
But
it on
I've
the
got
day?
the hour before
24
everyone else
hour
wakes
thing.
up, so...
Okay, cool. So everybody will meander their way back. Grant
Yeah,
is
before
gone.
everyone gets back, can I get a scene volley real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. You have like 15, 20 minutes with Ollie,
Yeah.
so you have plenty of time.
Do you have any spare, like, wood lying around or something, Ollie? Like, either, like, a chair that's broken or something?
I probably do. There's probably a chair in
In which
the back.
case, like, if you will let Crowley, when you were busy feeding off the guy, I'd have just smashed that into steaks.
Okay.
And then,
Oh,
like,
so you
when
want to make some just impromptu steaks?
Yeah. Just, like, shitty
sure.
steaks.
Give me a Dexcraft check. As you're
This
just
is
kind of
gonna be
snapping
great.
these legs into crude, sharp wooden things that you can just jam into somebody's chest, ideally.
3!
You're able to get yourself, we'll say, 3 makeshift steaks that are transportable and not bulky and ridiculous looking out of this chair.
Perfect. That'll be one for everyone but me. But as, like, Ollie closes the door and, like, you know, locks it behind the guy, I'm just gonna Riker around the chair that I have and just be like, so we didn't get off on the right foot earlier today.
Yeah. I was pretty upset, but cat's out of the bag. What can you do?
Fair enough. Now, even if you don't trust me, I trust Ava and Dakota, and they trust you. So I'm going to trust you. We're going to go do this. It's going to be dangerous. I'd rather have people I trust.
Really, what are your intentions when we get there? You just gonna kill him? You gonna try to feed from him?
I don't know. All I know is that the rest of my old coterie taken over by something else. And I'm a bit worried they'll show back up. That's why I came here in the first place, or at least one of the big reasons. Blood hunt, diablerize someone, maybe actually withstand what the hell is coming.
Well, let's see what kind of actions define who you are.
One
I'm
thing,
a
I didn't bet
little
on.
nervous about it.
One thing I didn't bet on, though, was meeting a coterie like you guys.
Yeah, we're a little different. You could say that anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know what sets us apart from anyone else, but, you know, we just have different upbringings, I suppose.
That's true.
I mean, it was easy for me. As an ass, nobody gives a shit about me. Ava, she had the hardest fall. Coming from the garden,
Right.
took a couple of tumbles straight from the beginning, from the moment we met. And a brother, he had it worse off. Things were not so easy for him. But he got in deep. He stirred the pot. He played loose and hard, but he was clever. What can you do, though? Sometimes you just lose your head in this game.
As a pep talk, that is... needs some work.
I didn't try to pep you up. Not yet.
Well, I've got time for that tomorrow. What do you think? You think we can pull this off?
I don't have a damn clue. I didn't get to see the building. I didn't get to see how many people were there. I'm just going off of the word of Dakota and Ava's visions. So let's just hope that this pans out well, that it plays smoothly.
I'm
Nervous.
with you on that.
Very nervous. Because I don't know what he's capable of. But if he's a plotter at all, like Zach was, he has some stops. He's had preparation for this kind of thing. He had to know it was coming, and he knows that the blood hunt's been called on him. This is not a secret. I don't know what kind of resources he had. I don't know how he's been able to fortify the building, but it's gonna be messy. He's gonna have guards, probably ghouls, likely cameras. Anything that can alert him, he's gonna be well aware.
So going fast?
I don't know any other way.
Actually, good question. If he can go invisible and all that, can you do that?
Yeah, I can.
What happens if we, like, throw paint on him? Does the paint go invisible or does it stay visible?
I think it goes with him.
Damn.
Anything on his person. And I know that there are some Nas and others that can project a bit further, but that's also something I'm afraid of. If he can also do the same thing, what might he be trying to conceal?
Well, that's gonna be fucking difficult.
So I'm wondering if there's a top entrance or an exit. Something that I can, while you guys are climbing from the bottom, I can start scouring my way from the top down.
I think he'd be in, like, a basement or something. Something with no sun.
Maybe, unless he's blacked out all the windows. I ain't too hard.
Well, I can do some recon before you wake up.
Yeah, that's right, you can be awake a little bit earlier.
Maybe it'll
What's
be
it like?
useful.
Seeing the sun. Do you actually get to see it?
Yeah. I actually enjoy seeing the sunset and the sunrise. Reminds me of old times.
I kind of miss the warmth.
Unfortunately, it's still not as warm as it used to be. That's one thing you lose.
Nowadays, the only warmth I can get is from the blood. But metaphorically, I think the old heart's still ticking. There's some things that are bumping around in there, things I didn't quite expect.
Well, you
We'll
certainly
see.
care about stuff. More than some kindred.
I care because nobody else does. I don't have to pay the people that I feed from. I keep them warm, I feed them. But I pay them because nobody else cares about them. And they're loyal because nobody else is loyal to them. I take care of them. I get them food. I pay them, put a little bit of skrill in their pocket. And I help them kick some old habits, drugs and whatnot. It's easy when you're down on your luck to turn to a vice immediately. So I get what I can, and I help them shake it. And that's why I now have loyal people to me, because I care for them. Grant? He was one of them. The few that I've had in here working for me, also homeless. Money don't mean anything, especially now that we're dead. So what's it gonna do? Keep the lights on? I'm making enough to keep that on already. Not trying to line my pockets. I've got no family to care for anymore.
Oh shit.
Share your resources. As much as you can, anyway. You can't take it to the second grave.
Well. That's true. I respect
Take it,
that.
you've never met anyone like that before.
Pardon?
Take it that you've never met anyone like that before.
Everyone I was with were a lot more focused.
I like to think I'm focused. I just focus that way. I look at the bigger picture. We're not so centralized and honed in with blinders.
Well,
Besides, if you take care of those around you, eventually they start to try to take care of you. I found Grant. Grant looks after this place, and if something happens and I die, the deed will likely go to Grant so that he has something as well. I technically own this place. While it may be controlled by the Camarilla and the Prince and all that, I got papers on it. It's mine, and the business above. Hell, his brother does all the books for the place, so it's legit. Looks good to the Ventru. Keep a nose clean. Grant's happy. That matters to me.
well, if you do die, if you want, I don't mind making sure it gets okay.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that.
Oh, do you mind if he comes as wheelman?
That's his call, not mine.
Oi, Grant!
Gone.
Oh,
He's in Chinatown.
well, fuck.
He'll be back. It's not going to take him long. He's got a few places that he can check down, but
Fair enough.
he's been clean for a long time. Addictive personality, but he's been clean for a long time.
He seems like a good fella.
Yeah, he is. He is. I worry about him.
I imagine at this point we hear a knock on the door.
Sure, if that's where you want the conversation to end, then so the scene so naturally leads into the door being flung open, and a freshly fed Ava, followed by a Dakota, follows in.
I feel much better.
Ta-da, we didn't kill each other.
I'm proud.
This time.
Maybe next time.
Yeah.
We'll see after how things go tomorrow night.
Oh.
Which, speaking of, perhaps we should all relay the plan.
Well, before we
So
do,
we're all
I got you something. And I
me.
hand
or-
Ava some throwing knives.
Oh, this should be fun.
They're simple little ones, like metallic ones. They don't have like a proper like black plastic hilt. It's just metal that goes into a metal ring at the top.
Yeah.
Very narrow, very small. And he hands you, we'll say 3 of them.
Shall I do the typical put them under my dress hiding? Is that
As you
what
do
we
that
do?
and you look, you realize you have
You
nowhere to
poop all
put
over,
them.
and you poop all over your feet. It's the least
Let's-
sexiest thing ever.
Like pulls up the dress and just like, why are you covered in shit?
Well, you definitely smell bad.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, we'll worry about this tomorrow. Where to put these?
Right. Also,
Thank you.
I do realize, no problem. You're pretty good with them when we're practicing. I do realize we don't actually know what this fella looks like.
Right.
Can you?
I could help with that. Maybe.
Can you draw?
Can I? Yes, actually, I can. As a matter of fact.
Well, then you can
I,
do and then draw pictures so we all know what to look for.
I can try. I'll do my best.
What are you going to use to spur on a vision?
Well, premonition.
Right. Object. You can use
This-
a coin. Do you have something as Zax you want to use if they try to like get into Zax past?
So this one is not
Does it say you don't need anything for that?
No, it's
Yeah,
the level
that's-
4 you need one.
the
Okay,
one that I want to
I need
pick
you-
up later.
the only other thing you need to keep in mind for this roll is you're going to take a -1 because you're Toreador and you actually smell like the sewer right now, and your Bane is disciplined to take penalties for as long as you're in an area that is not pretty or beautiful. And I need to be better with the rules.
Oh my god.
Someone's been reading
I
a lot this week.
understand.
I was going to say, that was the sound of someone who's got too many angry comments being like, you're not playing the rules perfect.
It's just I just don't have the time to read as much as I used to. That's all. I'm working on it, chat.
No, you're not wrong. I
know.
am a Toreador. This is
I
I
know.
mean, wait, no, this is an
our
easy
blessing
fix.
and our curse.
This is an easy fix. I grab your hand.
You don't. But here's the thing. There's not like a. She doesn't like start.
Oh,
and be
she
like,
doesn't say anything
I'm
out loud?
Smelly. I can't. Like it's not like that.
Yeah.
It's just hard, but
Story-wise,
I guess it turned. It's more like it's hard for her to focus when all she can think about is how gross she.
The smell of shit. Yeah.
So
There's
you
a
could
hose.
go take a bath.
We could just hose you off.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna take you to the kitchen and hose you down. That was my plan.
I guess that would make it better, but it still is not exactly as good as taking a hot shower. Really, it's just what I want.
I can't remember the last time I took a hot shower.
You know, even though we're kindred, doesn't mean we shouldn't practice proper hygiene.
I mean, we don't
Dakota.
sweat.
You know that.
That helps.
Yes, but if you're going through the sewers, you should take a shower.
It's on my
Oh.
boots.
Did you just run through the middle of it? You just wade through the shit? Because you can walk on the edge.
Listen, she's just not that good at catching rats. She had to splash with some
She's
water.
learning, Ollie.
You can also just run on the top of it if you're fast enough.
Okay, well, that was not an option
Oh, oh.
for either of
All right.
us. So we did the best we could.
Let me just wash off the dirt a little bit, and then
You wash
just-
off the dirt. You still take a -1 roll.
let's see if I can try to get an idea of what Malik looks like.
You're
Okay.
going in with something very specific on your mind here. What? So go ahead and make the premonition roll.
It is a
You're forcing it, so I need a rouse check out of you.
rouse check.
It's only free if I offer it as something that happens as part
Yep.
of a scene. So your
Okay.
hunger goes up.
God damn it!
2
Just-
rats wasted.
Those security
God.
guards are just going to be like Capri Suns when we get in there. Like,
I need to resolve
Ah.
aspects -1.
Damn it.
2. And you're looking. You're specifically trying to provoke a premonition about Malik.
Malik.
You're looking for the way he looks, his physical features. So you're kind of like looking for a snapshot. Unfortunately, premonition doesn't work quite like that. And so Ava learns the hard way. Premonition is exactly as it says. It's a premonition. Ava, for a moment, sits, and she just takes a deep breath and allows herself to disappear to her own senses. Her eyes close, and you've all seen this before. And usually it takes a few seconds on your end, but for Ava, it's always a little different feeling. Ava, as you close your eyes and darkness is cast all around you, the sounds of the pipes of the building and the quiet chatter of your coterie, all of that, as soon as your eyes close, go mute. Everything goes dead silent. Not even a ringing in your ears or the passing of wind. Is nothing. It lasts like this for maybe 5 or so minutes. Even if you attempt to open your eyes, you are greeted with utter darkness. Nothing to greet you or form figure or voice. But after those 5 minutes eventually pass, as though it was always there, you do see a silhouetted figure against a dim light in the distance. And as you walk your way closer, each step making no noise, this person with wiry, stringy long hair, glasses like bottle cap thickness, and vague otherwise features, stands before 2 towering figures. They are 100 times the size of this person and you stand a good distance from this person. The silhouette faces these 2 figures, and they stand on each side, a left and the right. Each one, their arms are extended, or arm rather is extended toward this person. Can I get a wits awareness from you, please? It's difficult to tell, but you're a Toreador. Moreover, you're not just a Toreador, you're a photographer. Taking pictures of people, human anatomy, the human figure. All of these things are second nature to Ava specifically. And so when you look at these silhouetted giants before you cast in light, while there's no detail among them, you can tell very easily the one on the right is a female form, and the one on the left is a male form. Both of their arms are extended, though they're not You're not entirely sure if they're extending them with an open palm, if they're pointing at them, if they're holding something you can't see, only that their arms are extended. And this other smaller figure finally moves. He reaches forward for the mail, walks towards him, and in a loud crash explosion that sounds like thunder, your vision ends and you open your eyes. It felt like 30 minutes. Out here, less than a minute.
So I just kind of snap back. Do you have pencil, paper?
Yeah. I like reach into a secret pocket in my jacket, and I pull out a little notebook, a little black one, and I rip a clean page for you, and I put the notebook back without anybody seeing it, and then hand you a pen.
Dexterity craft check if you're gonna draw.
I'm gonna do this again, because like you said,
it was very basic. I'm not looking for like a million successes, I promise you. I know the details is more an artistic drawing. I'm more looking like for a 1 success.
What?
Interesting. Wow. Well,
break the pencil. I don't know.
You're explaining it as you're drawing it, and as you hand her the ripped out piece of paper, she pulls out a pen. You see Ava immediately begin to try and sketch, and as she begins to try and sketch, she's like, I remember wiry hair and thick glasses, but every time you feel like you're about to, this is it, you draw one line or one angle that totally throws the whole picture off, and when you look at it, you don't recognize anything, so you scratch it out and you do it again. You do it 3 or 4 times before you maybe huff and throw the pen down and realize this is not going to, you can't draw this. There wasn't enough there.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Give us the big details.
It's 2 people, taller figures, woman, man, standing in the middle, one smaller man, wiry hair, glasses.
Okay.
That's all. I'm sorry, this doesn't work. It never gives me as clear of a image that I want.
Right.
It just doesn't work that way.
Glasses.
That's about all I got.
Okay.
That could be him.
And then he walked toward the male figure.
And he walked toward, the male figure, and there was a female also. These 2 more hovering figures over him.
Well, that's not worrying at all. So he's got 2 muscle.
Whatever. Could be, yeah. I don't know.
Or worse.
So that's what we have to look out for, I guess.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I hope to get better at this, but that's about all I got.
No, you did great, Ava. We have more than we did. Wiry hair, glasses.
So what again is the plan here tomorrow?
So everyone goes to sleep. I'll go back to mine and grab my van and some of my food. I'll come back here, go to sleep, wake up, get the ghost, put everyone in the back of the van, drive over to the place, do some recon, and then everyone wakes up. We charge in really fast and take Malik out while he's still waking up.
I just don't think it's going to be that easy.
Probably not.
You're not going to be able to just waltz in the front door. I feel like this... Okay, it was an office building, Mathis. Did it
3 stories tall, pretty wide, surrounded by a parking lot, more or less.
An open parking lot. There was a single security vehicle.
Single security vehicle that had nobody in it that you saw at the time, but made the assumption that he might be in the building or something along those lines.
And
the other thing that was brought up by somebody in the Coterie is that you expect there to be, if he is the root of Thin Bloods, you're expecting Thin Bloods to be there, but you don't know that for sure. It's just an assumption you made.
And the window situation, were they tinted?
No, not that. No, they look like normal.
They look like it looked like a normal office.
Yeah,
building.
So each floor has like glass, almost like glass windows that are just connected all the way through, and you can just see into the office. That's what it looked like. Like
how
a
many
typical
stories?
3 stories tall.
3 stories. That's what I thought. Okay, I'm just making sure I got all my details right. Okay.
Basement.
And obviously, there's likely a basement. Yeah.
A basement. Yeah. Okay. Do we go in from the top and work our way down?
Honestly, I think the faster we go in, the better. This guy can go invisible, probably. He can escape if we're not too fast. I think we just literally charge the van right up to the door, jump out, run in, go down to the basement. Probably has like a steel door or something. Most of us do. Ollie smashes steel door down, go in, grab him.
You still run the risk of doing that, of being caught by security cameras, though.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, this is an office building. There's going to be major security. We should
have to worry about mortal problems that Camarilla will have to deal with if you fuck it.
Right.
We need to find the security office and knock out the cams.
I might
Bar
do
the
that.
doors from inside. Put a dog at each. Grant at one. And we force them out.
I'd much rather keep Grant in the van.
We can stay in the van.
Is good.
Yeah, he can be the wheelman.
He can still be by a door, though, if we need an eerily escape.
I don't suppose anyone knows any like gangs or something we could pretend to be. We could be doing like a...
There's a Russian gang that prowls the streets that you've mostly kind of avoided. You ran into in season 1 a couple of times, but you never really stoked or bothered with them all that much because you were young and dealing with that on top of everything else.
Correctly.
Oh yeah, they were assholes. They were violent assholes.
Could we like pretend to be a Russian gang then?
I had knowledge in this. I've got at least influence organized crime.
Yes, you do.
Nice.
Okay, so we pose as somebody we're not.
We go in, grab the guy, pull him out, and pretend it's a snatch and grab and that we're like gonna ransom him or something.
Your organized crime contacts specifically aren't the Russian mob, however. They're more tied to other things, remember?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, you could pull on those. Here's the thing, Ollie, you have people who owe you very minor favors, kind of scattered around southern Chicago for the most part. If you ever want to pull in those favors, I mean, you could make this easier by delaying a night and spending the next evening reaching out and being like, all right, I'm going to call in some favors. It's just an idea. You don't have to. I wasn't even expecting you to, but you bring it up and it's a good thought.
I don't think it's going to be incredibly useful here. Yeah, well, I don't know. I think we should go.
It's your call. Your call.
I mean, if we have like some gang insignia or whatever that we could just wear.
I was going to say, if we at least know, I can do my best to dress us up in the manner of how they would appear.
We don't know anything about these Russian guys. Do they carry weaponry? Are they well known for carrying a specific kind of weapon? Because guess what? This pup don't carry a gun. We're gonna look stupid obvious, and we can try to play it off all we want, but
I know. I'm asking someone who's got experience with streetwise, presumably, and who is not new here.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that. I mean, how hard is it going to be to play off somebody we're not, Mathis?
Well, I mean, that's difficult to do because you would need how would you leave evidence to be like it's that. What I was thinking, and again, if I'm crossing a line, being like I'm giving you too much of a push or anything, right. You could have for Ollie, you have 3 dots in criminal contacts or 2?
I had 2.
You got 2 dots for criminal contacts. Yep. I mean, you could reach out, take some time, and pull in a favor or owe them a favor, and you could have them cause a scene. You could have them hit the office building basically for just mortal reasons.
I was going to have to take out
you have good information and be like, hey, I hear that while it's just an office building, fucking the Russians are keeping coke here. That kind of thing. Anything to get them there, that could always be the start, but it'll also mean when you get there, chaos could be happening already.
Yeah, right? we need a cover, basically.
There's things you could do with context. It's just basically what is your imagination and how many dots do you have it to allow it? You know what I mean?
Sure. Can I get a shake to see what mortal groups might run the territory?
For where he is, the office building?
Yeah.
You want to do that tomorrow night then? Because again, tonight is already very close to done.
Based off of knowledge of the area.
Oh, you just want a knowledge area? Okay. Yeah. Then I'll have you make me a roll. Can I get a from you then? I will take a. Give me a wit streetwise, but add a -2 because it's in Chinatown, and anybody who knows what's going on in Chinatown is rare.
Would my criminal contacts add a benefit at all?
We can bring that from -2 to a -1 with your criminal contacts.
I'll take it.
Okay.
I got 2 successes.
And you're looking for what information? Just the people who run the area, you said specifically, crime lord wise. In that area, well, it's as stereotypical as you could guess. It's more of what's the name of the fucking gang? I can't remember. I was gonna say Yakuza, but that's Japanese,
Triads.
not Chinese. What was it?
Triads.
Yes, the Triads. Think of it like the Triads that run the area. That's like the gang that has the most sway out that way.
Okay, we're screwed then, because none of us look like we're part of the Triads.
Chinatown's Chinatown.
Yeah, but we don't have to be them if we use them as a cover.
Right.
We just need them to start a mess so that we can sneak in under their guise. They are the bait.
Although, if we're causing chaos, I'm sure Malik will have already bugged out or gone invisible or whatever.
True, that does make it.
The problem is, my fear is that if we go in like that, we call in some help, we call in some aid. They're going to go in from the ground up, and if they don't get immediately killed, if we're out there and we're not immediately identifiable as an ally, they're just going to start popping shots into us as well, making demands, and then suddenly we go into crossfire.
Yeah.
What if we just knock the power out?
Do office blocks have like backup generators normally? I don't think they do.
That's a very good question because I've never worked in an office building, so I don't know.
I was gonna say, well, is it part of an office like park?
No, it is not like there's 3 floors. Each floor is probably a different business. But beyond that, it's not attached to a greater like office building.
Office building.
There are other office buildings in the area, but they're not attached. They're separate buildings.
What was the business? What was the signage on the building?
Oh, that's a good question.
GM, quickly make stuff up.
No, I have. The bottom floor is a lab of a sort. I just can't remember what I named it. It's like where they send blood work to get worked and spun and tested. Like that
interesting.
Just like a lab. And then the second 2 floors are unnamed businesses that Mathis didn't think of.
Right. Okay. Oh, I see. So each floor is a different business.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's usually, well, that's how it goes.
A small office block like that and probably doesn't have a backup generator. The lab might have like backup batteries for the experiments that they don't like. The
lab might be the centrifuge. Yeah, thank you, chat. Centrifuge. Like a centrifuge. Yeah.
Yeah, centrifuge. Okay.
I have one of those near where I live, so that's why I was like, oh, that's a great place for a vampire to hang out.
Yeah.
I vote we knock out the power.
That would create.
And keep in mind too, players and chat, this is World of Darkness. If a place typically has fail safes in this world, unlikely.
They don't exist.
They're poor. They're too poor, too corrupt.
Yeah, knock out the power. That's great.
It's a fantasy modern world, not a real modern world. Continue.
I think that's good. The issue is eventually, just like when we were with Cammy's guy, I forgot his name already. People will start coming to.
Yeah, because we wrecked our car.
Yeah, we're going to be in the middle of the city.
Yeah, but if we just. All I'm saying is we don't have to run a car into a power line. We could, say, clip some wires, break some shit on the building itself.
It might be a little easier than that, as opposed to make a big mess drawing people out. Might be able to get a line in and just have them drop power on the block.
That's great!
Grease a few palms. It's not that hard.
Put in, change a bill, overdue. Like, anything we can do to get the power out, knock security, then we don't have to fucking worry about gangs and other kind involved.
Yeah, that works. And if it doesn't work, then we just cut a power line.
Dakota, you also have a contact you could reach out to that might be able to delay any police response.
I still owe him something.
That's true. I know you do. But I'm just saying.
He's such a shithead.
I know. Welcome to the World of Darkness. No contact is good.
I know. Okay. All right. What could I need to give him something good though.
I'm just saying you don't have to. I'm just saying just keep in mind it's I'm just trying to sprinkle memories of like you have these non-combat things that you can reach out to and like try and make it easier, even make the problem go away if you have a better idea.
I was about to say I don't know how he would say.
He is a dirty cop. That is the point. So like if you were like, hey, listen, something might be happening in this area tomorrow. All I'm saying is if you could delay it, response. He'll ask for something. Yeah. Not ignore it. He doesn't have the sway to have it like completely ignored, but he might be able to delay the response a few minutes, 10 minutes, which could mean all the world to a kindred.
Yeah, but what kind of security goes off when like power just goes out on a single building. Not like a power line comes down. Like,
But okay, so how do you plan on bringing the power down again? You're going to reach out to who?
we're not sure yet.
Okay. Well, then when you have that
they have the
idea, I mean,
contacts,
if you don't anticipate dealing with cops, then you don't need to reach out to him.
That's the goal. I'd like to not have to deal with him till I have something to give him
I
back.
think the idea is we go in fast enough and we just go in, then get out, and then we might not have to deal with cops. But if it goes wrong,
Have to deal with cops.
Okay. So, who do you know, Ollie, that can knock power?
I don't know anyone personally per se, but there's got to be someone working around the clock, right? Power can't go down in places like hospitals, even if they do have backup there. But it shouldn't be that hard to locate a source for this. Everybody is corruptible. As long as there's enough coin on the table, it's not that hard.
Okay. So you gotta reach out to somebody.
I can get a line out. I know someone I can call that can help me make some things happen. Mathis, I can't remember his name. The Starburst guy. I'm struggling to remember his name.
Oh, did he even give you his name? Hang on. Let me pop up in the
He did.
notebook. He probably did, and I just forgot. But yeah, you could talk to him. You don't even know. Oh, that was the criminal guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that was back a couple episodes. I was thinking of the last episode.
No, I'm thinking of my criminal contact.
And you wanna? Did he? You want to reach out to him
Yes.
tonight? Again, tonight's. You're running out of time, so
I mean, if I can get a call out to him.
you could probably get a call out to him. He might not be able to get back to you tomorrow night, though. What do you want to send? What message do you want to send?
Favor for a favor. Need some info, need some names.
Okay. You can easily get that message sent out. You don't want to like send it via phone or anything like that. I'm assuming you send one of your own contacts or what have you to try and reach out to this guy in return. And you do. And you expect to hopefully hear from him tomorrow night.
Okay. I mean, can't we also just like, okay, usually cables run to the top of an office building, yeah? Like that's where the AC unit's gonna be. That's where all the tech. Can't we just smash that shit?
I can get on top of an office building really easily.
And just clip some fucking wires?
Yeah, that's feasible.
Yeah.
Right? It won't set anything off. Well, yeah, should it?
If I go through my contact, it's going to cost me.
Right.
And nothing comes free in Chicago.
How many pairs of rubber gloves do I need to wear not to get electrocuted?
I mean, you don't really need rubber gloves per se. You just need
You can use wire clippers with, say, rubber handle.
rubber handles.
Okay. Have you got any? I didn't bring much when I came here.
Actually, I do have basic stuff like that.
Do you have tools? Okay, this
I
is
do have
great.
tools.
This is working. We can just clip the wires. Malik, you go in from the top down, Crowley, and we'll meet you downstairs.
Yeah, sounds good.
Once the power's out, we just have to deal with the lackeys and, well, the power being out in the basement.
I could always go out and get some blueprints. Might be a little tricky per se, but I could probably squeeze out and get some blueprints. And if things are real, it depends. Mathis, how far away is?
I mean, you'd have to break in to get the blueprints tonight. I mean, everybody's fucking closed right now.
Right. Well, that's not a problem. Alec is my.
You could do it if you want to go break in, but it's going to take you, probably the rest of the night to get you what you need.
Yeah. I'll relay that. I could get it, but it's probably going to take me the rest of the night.
And if you're waiting to hear from Criminal Man tomorrow too, you can't be put in the van tonight and expect to hear from him.
We're gonna have to
tomorrow.
wait another day.
Yeah, it looks like you all looking for maybe one more night of prep.
Hey, at least I can eat somebody.
So if you don't mind, I can dig around, see if I can squeeze out some blueprints. I can get there quick, but I can't tell you how to get there.
We may even find another way in.
Yeah. That would be
Sewer
nice.
access.
I'm okay with this.
Fair enough.
All right.
All right, let's give it one more night of prep then.
Then I retreat to the basement and I go in my
work.
private labyrinthian exit.
And you're gonna go ideally get blueprints.
Yeah, my goal is to see if I can hit the same fire department that I hit last season.
We'll just make a couple of quick rolls for that. No big deal. So I will need a, well, you're going to go in invisible without making any fucking sound in the first place.
Correct.
How do you plan on getting in? You just going to bust the door open, or do you want to try and pick the lock?
I've
go through a window?
I've been quick to use the same window, so I'm going to see if they haven't wised up yet with that pencil that was jammed in last season.
That's a good question. Have they noticed that a couple of documents from older areas have gone missing? Because that's generally where you took them from.
That's where they were dropping off all their old computers as well.
Yeah.
So storage.
Well, they're not the brightest. But with 3 successes, as you climb your way up to the window and you go to like press it open, it looks like the lock's been replaced.
Shit. Okay. Then I'm going to start applying pressure.
Are you strength brawling it is my question.
Is there, like, I don't want to just hand this if I can.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, so if you want to keep going through this window, the lock is on the inside. If you're going to keep applying pressure, eventually the lock or a part of the windowsill, the wood will splinter, or something's going to have to snap for it to open. Or you can try a door or something downstairs or something else.
Okay. I'll check another window.
Okay. Each window is going to pose a different problem. The difference between this window and another window is the other window that you're used to is old. So it was part of like the older part of the building, while the newer windows are new. And so they're dealing with like the plastic locks that switch on the inside. That's a little bit less of a problem to break because the break happens on the inside where you can't really see it, but it'll take someone to notice it, but it's not as obvious as like the wooden window frame.
Right. Then yeah, I'm
okay. Strength brawl me on that.
Any immediate windows.
Yeah, in modern windows, you know, those little plastic switches. Yeah. It's harder to tell.
That's what I'm gonna do. Got it.
Okay, strength brawl me.
Strength brawl. You got it.
You never know. You could roll all ones. Nope. Okay, so without any effort at all, you kind of like realize it's locked, and then just a gentle push and continue and pull, and you can feel like the tension of the plastic as it bends until eventually it snaps, and then it slides open.
Okay. As soon as I get inside, I'll bring the window back down, and I'll wait to see if anybody had heard anything.
What's awareness?
Got it. You could roll all ones.
That's true. You could.
2 successes.
Okay. As you slip into this room and you kind of look around, you realize you're in what is considered maybe like the main office or the chief's office. Is a desk and some chairs and a couch and a TV in the corner, but it's empty. You take a moment just to listen, and you actually do hear what sounds like a gentle, muffled, either conversation or television below you, or a few rooms down, but you don't hear any footsteps making their way toward you.
All right, then I'll just begin rifling through for the building.
And you know, because you're obfuscate, NOS, and there's no other kindred in the building, it takes you maybe like 15-20 minutes to find exactly the blueprint that you're looking for of the office building. The office building's relatively new, so it's not in like amongst all the older stuff. And by relatively new, I mean like under 10 years old. And you yank that, see that, yeah, this looks like it was it during its construction phase. So you can see kind of the layouts of the 3 floors in the basement, and kind of without doing much, roll it up, head out the window.
Before I wanted to check to see if there was any information, any buildings in Brighton Park.
Whoa, oh, okay. What are you looking for in Brighton Park specifically?
Any buildings in Brighton Park at all?
Any buildings in Brighton Park? Oh, that they have blueprints on?
Yeah.
Ooh, good question. Brighton Park. I thought you were. I was looking Berwyn. I'm like, Berwyn has lots of buildings, but no. Brighton Park is where the Baron resides. And is there any buildings in Brighton Park? Yes, is the answer. It is a old church.
Oh boy. I'll snag that file as well.
Okay, you do.
And then I will sneak out.
All right, and back out the window you came, and into the darkness of night, down into the sewers and the labyrinth, and shortly thereafter, you emerge near your bar and make your way back. That was like about an hour and a half or so. You're close to like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. at this point. The sun's going to be rising in like 30 to 45 minutes.
So I know that I've got them for as much time. Will you guys be staying here in the bar?
I was going to say, if they stay here, then yeah, you have them. If they don't, then some of them need to leave.
I would.
Are we We're not going tomorrow, are we? We're waiting an extra day.
I think that's the plan.
We're gonna have to if we're waiting on his contact.
Yeah, I'll keep the night here. I want to use a power before we sleep, though.
What would you like to use?
I would like to see where the shroud thins.
Okay.
Finally get this roll.
We'll see.
Right.
I have the Hakata thing open. I just got to reread the power again because I'm not familiar with Hakata as intimately as everything else.
I need to get a level 4 successes to pass. 4! Yes! And
Sweet.
I assume that is several deaths happened here recently.
Well, yeah, 2 deaths happened here. 3? No, more than 3.
It was
4 or
like
5.
6 or something, right? It was a lot of
yeah, I'm just looking. It's on this one, right? Post Spirit. That's not what I'm looking for. It just tells you how many deaths are in the area.
There you go. I printed the important part.
Where is this fucking power?
A series of deaths took place here, or necromancy happens here. -2 to all threshold, to all oblivion powers. Not oblivion powers, oblivion ceremonies from now on.
Difficulty 4, the thickness round on critical, and then total failure. Wait, on a critical, if it changed recently, so you don't know if it changed recently.
Yep.
Total failure gives whatever you didn't fill it. Reduces the oblivion powers concern. Consecrated land, nope. A death took place in melancholic mortals pass often. Series of deaths took place here. A series of deaths took place here, so yeah, -2 for the time being fits.
And I assume that soon that will be necromancy happens here.
Well, necromancy happened here once, so we'll see.
It's going to happen here more now.
That's possibly true. So yeah, I imagine what it is for Crowley when you use this ability, other than obviously your eyes going pitch black as you just kind of allow yourself to feel it. It's not like a visual thing. You can't see like the warping of reality like water, or see beyond a veil into something else. It's more of a prickly feeling all along your skin, more of something that passes through your gut, and you can almost feel a pull of multiple voices and different beings that surround you here, that are some, it feels as though they're begging you to pull them forward. Others, it feels as though they're warning you never to bother them ever again. But you can't get clear words, just feelings.
Crowley's eyes go back to normal, and he's like, yeah, this'll do.
Okay. Then if I get back and they're back, or they're still there, then
everybody's together.
I'll share the blueprint.
I really want to feed. Can we make sure I have time to feed tonight, Mathis?
Do you want to leave before he gets back?
An entire day.
Oh, I guess that's true. Yeah, but I wasn't going to stay here. I can't feed in this area. I was going to go home.
You can poach.
I don't...
Feeding
you
here
keep prodding me with that, Mathis. Like, I'm going to bite.
I
don't want to...
Just you, anybody. I brought it
I'm
up for
not going
Ava.
to poach. It's not going to happen.
I will drive you if you need.
Like,
I was gonna...
there is, you
have time
here.
Sorry.
Tomorrow.
What were you saying, Ollie? Because you kind of like your mic got like weirdly cut.
You have an easier time feeding here than not. Mechanically, there is a bonus to your feeding.
Correct. While you're in this bar, you get a bonus to your feeding. It's the bar area.
But poaching.
Oh, the hound's gonna fall all the way.
I will wait till tomorrow night.
Okay. And so then we'll wrap this night up. So you're going to go home. Does Dakota want to get back to Northerly Isle? Is that where she wants to go?
That would be the plan.
Okay. You have enough time to get to Northerly Isle. That's fine. It'll be just in time, but you'll get there. Everybody else staying at the bar.
Yeah.
Crowley will if people want him to.
Yep.
Yeah, mine.
All right. Then everybody for the night passing, unless Crowley is something you want to do in the last hour and the first hour of the next 2 nights, we'll just go to the next night. Okay. Everybody rouse check me.
Oh, shit.
And
Here we go again.
I focus.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I'm back at Hunger 3.
Oh, it's fine.
Oh my gosh. We're gonna have
Unlucky.
to
Well,
the
now
sewers.
with the extra day, Dakota has time to go get you some
Yeah.
animal blood.
Yes.
Oh my god, I got so much to do.
I have a
Don't
taxi
listen,
service. I'll
Captain.
just drive you
Okay.
around the van. It's fine.
I know. It's just all. Remember, while you did technically gain 2 hunger, you still got a vision, so you got something out of it.
Yeah. It's just I have to feed
It's
again.
exchange rate. 4 rats, 1 vision.
Yep.
2 rats,
All
1
right.
vision. So,
Dakota, on your way, if you wouldn't mind.
Got it. I
Dakota,
will
you're going
get
to
it.
see the butcher and what else?
Okay, I'm going. Goals, feed, butcher, and since all this has been going down, I'd like to check that piece of graffiti one more time to see if it's changed again. And I have new stuff to roll for it
Yes, that's
in
very,
terms of
very true.
information because
You
I
stuff
do
it.
believe it's tied to Thin Blood, huh?
Roll for it.
Hey-oh. Okay. So if you want to make your way to the rack, to feed, I'm assuming, or Northerly Isle, either one.
Whatever's easiest and on the way. I just
Rack
need.
is going to be the closest that you have.
Great.
Unless you're taking a car, it's a many hours walk to get there.
I
is
will
a
drive you if
long-
you want me to. I've got nothing else to do.
If you
You're
want
gonna come
Crowley to
pick
drive
me
you.
up.
I will drive you. I will be your taxi driver.
Okay, fine. You can come pick me up because we got a lot of places to be.
Crowley pulls up. Right, hop in.
In.
So you're heading out to the rack where you want to feed first. So you're going to do what you do is always alley cat, right? That's what you do?
Yep. Strength brawl.
Yep.
Please accidentally kill them.
Almost.
So
You just-
close.
It's very easy. You find somebody so you watch him stumble out of the bar with the woman on his arm, and then 3 steps out of the bar, the woman kind of like very gently lets go and walks away, and he's like talking to nobody, stumbles like down the street into just a corner of a building and just starts pissing on the building.
Oh god.
Really nobody around, and without much effort, you're able to kind of scooch behind him, drag him back a little bit, and he continues to pee while you feed on him.
Oh my god. I really have divine taste in assholes. Okay, so 2.
You always go for the drunk assholes, right? Yeah, you feed down to
They're
1.
just easy. Okay.
Exactly.
And
Okay.
Yep. Yes, there. That is done. Okay.
And I'm sorry, the other thing was
Butcher graffiti.
Butcher graffiti. The butcher you make your way into, and it's been a couple weeks since the last you've seen them. They greet you with a wide wave, and they're like, just in time. I was about to fucking close up.
No. Well, don't do that. The puppers are hungry.
He smiles, and he actually just kind of picks up a giant bag of like marrow bones and stuff, and he just kind of like puts a plastic bag. He's like, shh, been saving these things for him.
You're just the best. You don't happen to have another maybe, bag of that pig's blood, do you?
He gives you he without hesitation turns around. He's like, all right, I forgot you like to douse up their treats in blood to keep them vicious and he just laughs.
They've got divine taste.
And he just kind of grabs the bag and plops it next to it as well.
Great.
Similar size to the one that you got last time.
You know what? I clap him on the shoulder and I'm like, no, you always do me right. Is there anything I can do for you?
He thinks for a minute and he's like, yeah, that's a question I need to think on, actually. He's like, I'm just an animal lover, so.
Me too.
And,
I'm like, well, you think on that and you let me know.
He nods and he's like, I will.
Until next time.
He gives him like a little half-ass salute, and he kind of gives you he's got all bloodied hands and stuff, so he kind of gives like an
He's
elbow.
my favorite. I love him
He
so
just kind of
much.
like gives you like a hell of an elbow, and then you make your way out. This guy's your typical butcher too, like bald except for some hair on the sides, got a big old dad gut, and he's got that apron that falls down past his knees. Just the dude that looks like he was born to be a butcher.
I love him. I hop in, bag of blood and marrow.
And now to the last spot.
Quite a night.
It seems that Dakota's only good at running errands, so
I'm not good as a taxi
next.
driver. Where now?
North. Back up toward Northerly Isle.
Okay.
And you're actually brought to you want to go to the first drawing, right? Not the second one.
Yeah.
Okay, in the city. So you're actually being brought down into downtown Chicago, a little further than north of downtown Chicago. We're eventually brought to kind of some nondescript street with multiple storied buildings packed next to each other, typical apartment places and homes.
Can
But
we park a
eventually-
block out?
Sure.
I'm assuming you always park a distance out.
Perfect. Math has read my mind. Okay, good.
Does Crowley go with you, or is it just Dakota?
Unless Dakota asks me to go, I just stay with the van.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I'll be right back.
And eventually you do see the drawing once again there. Hasn't changed since last you've seen it, the blacked out teeth that have been spray painted over in post. But please go ahead and make me a, let me lower my brightness here.
I believe it's streetwise.
It is streetwise, but it's with streetwise. And because of your new thing, I think it's a +3?
It's +2.
+2?
I believe it's +2, yeah. Okay.
Hang on, I'm just going to check it real quick.
Oof.
We'll have 5 successes, Mathis.
Streetwise rolls when looking for information on gain 3 dice on relevant streetwise rolls. It is 3.
Okay, well, I'll roll an extra.
Yeah, I didn't add anything.
5.
So last time you saw this artwork depicted, this particular piece of artwork, you were watching it as it was being finished before the artist itself got mugged, and while you attempted to rescue them, they didn't pay you any thanks nor any attention. They ran off. But a lot has happened since then. Weeks have literally passed, and it's almost been a month since last time you were over here, and you've gone through quite a lot with the discovery of Malik, with the old governor and what he was potentially doing, and all that other stuff. And you look upon this crooked smile, and you realize something now. It didn't stick out before, but it sticks out this time. Maybe you start running your tongue across your teeth. It doesn't make much sense. And then you realize that the smile, maybe it's just graffiti. It doesn't really necessarily mean anything, but the smile's teeth don't make sense in that they're too big and there's too few. It's not as detailed as some of more talented graffiti art tend to be. In fact, you see there's 6 teeth at the top and 4 teeth on the bottom.
Totaling 10.
Totaling 10.
And 2 are blacked out?
3 are blacked out. 2 up the top, 1 at the bottom. Now, whether that means anything to you or not, you're not sure. One thing's for sure, it's not a marker that you've seen in other kindred territories. Domains haven't been marked with this sign, and beyond just the 2 places you've seen it, you've never seen this before. So you think for a minute, and with 5 successes, the only thing that logically makes sense from the information you've put together and what you've seen is that maybe the teeth are representative of figures, of people, of something, whether they have to do with this Thin Blood Underground Railroad that you believe the governor was doing, or has something to do with Malik, or they're all intertwined, you're not sure. But if that holds true, then 3 have been removed, killed, or whatever, since you saw the artwork placed, which means in that month time, it might mean 3 have been removed, taken out.
Yep. Okay, great. I'm going to peek around. They're not around. The person who did this, right? I'm going to doubt not.
What's awareness? With 3 successes, while there are people wandering around, the streets are rather packed. You do not see her or him.
Back to the van, indiscreetly.
And the door opens, Crowley, as you're doing something, and the door opens.
He's
you see Dakota just kind of
paper.
You're doing the crossword, and the passenger door opens, and Dakota kind of slides in, shuts the door behind her.
Where now, Governor?
Ava's probably hungry.
Right, bar.
Go to the bar.
Oh, I meant to bring the puppers with us. Oh no, we're not attacking tonight. Never mind. We'll get the puppers tomorrow.
Well, we're attacking tomorrow. At the
Ava, is there
dawn,
anything?
so you should probably get the puppers now.
Ava, is there anything your character would look to do for this night, or are you kind of waiting?
Oh yeah.
I was thinking about that. I wanted to help prepare.
Okay.
My thought, I know we're disabling the cameras and everything, but I wanted to gather some supplies for maybe making disguises for us, even though just as like a backup, like so we can make this a little more foolproof. Even if people do see us, maybe some sort of disguise for the 4 of us.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe just looking through some of my resources and things that I have.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I think you have, do you have 2 or 3 dots in resources? I can't remember.
3.
3? Yeah, it's 3.
Yeah.
So with 3 dots in resources, you easily can, we'll say, temporarily expend a dot of resources for the remainder of the month. And with that, as Ava leaves, while you lost a lot at your penthouse and all the things and all the wonderful securities that came along with it, you still had a life prior. And all the all of the material things that you once owned haven't completely disappeared into the nether. And even so, you have money. And so you spend a good chunk of the early night shopping. Now, what kind of disguise are you trying to get them?
Well, I think probably just things to make us look a little more incognito. So maybe for Dakota, just something to keep the dreads back, keep her a little more.
I could do a hood. There's no hat.
You go back to your old apartment that you used to have before you were given the suite, before all that stuff, the apartment that you kind of lived in prior.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Maybe some like longer jackets for us. Crowley, maybe something to cover, give him like a Neo look, like a long jacket.
We'll say it's very easy for you to attain these things. You were a photographer. Okay. Having things and outfits at the ready for certain themes and atmospheres. This is very, very easy for Ava.
Yeah.
It's what happens when you go looking for these things that is more interesting and intriguing. You haven't gone back to your apartment in a long time. Whether you even went there over that decade when you officially moved into the Ivory Tower is fully up to you. But probably even not. Then, I imagine Ava didn't even go back very often. Maybe even the apartment falling into foreclosure and being closed out and given to somebody else. But it's still worth checking out. You're not sure if any of your belongings may have been kept there or given to the people who either rented it. But Ava, you lived in a nice part of Chicago for the most part. You were close to downtown, though you weren't fully living in downtown at the time. You were more closer to East Village when you were immortal than anything else. And so these apartment buildings are much, much more well-kept. Brick, really nice windows, streets that have like those patterned trees on both sides, people who walk their kids and their dogs openly without worrying about being shot or mugged. One of the few places in Chicago that is welcoming. As you turn the corner and in the distance you see the place you once lived and you get closer, can I get a wits awareness from you, please? Ava. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the roll was
I thought you were writing
delayed.
something down. I was like...
delayed roll.
Ava, we see the camera lingers near the apartment building. In the distance, it's focused on Ava's silhouette as it walks, because close to the camera, there's a figure leaning and putting something up on the building, but it's blurred and you can't see it. Not yet. And as Ava walks closer and the camera pulls back to keep her within that silhouetted distance, and this particular figure comes more and more to focus, Ava, that's when you realize as the camera comes into focus, that this is a face that you are familiar with. It's not a face you're familiar with because they're your family. It's a face that's aged drastically over the course of a decade or more. You see this young man, well, now he's in his 30s, leaning forward and placing a missing person's poster up against the building as he walks away with a few more in his hand. He looks dejected, he's got scruff, and his hair has started to go salt and pepper. But the face of a close, close friend that you long forgot about over your mortal years sits crouched near your apartment building. A man by the name of Enzo. He simply holds these papers, and as he puts that last poster up, he goes over to the stairs of your old apartment and sits on them. He has a coffee that's been sitting there for some time. You can see it kind of stained on the side from the drips of that never caught his lips. And he just fiddles with the protector that slipped over a paper coffee cup, and he slips it off, now holding the cup barehanded, and clearly showing that it's at least cold. And he just looks at the poster before putting it under his foot so the wind doesn't take it, sighs heavily, and sips. Oh, man. This is somebody that I don't think Chad has ever met. a character that has been created in season 1 that never really had a chance to arrive.
We only mentioned this character once in season 1.
We went into the Stalker once. This is not the Stalker.
Oh my god.
This is a character that's been part of Ava's history, but unfortunately, like I said, season 1 was not a time for them to really mingle. And you haven't gone back to your mortal apartment since you left. Ava, he hasn't noticed you by any stretch. You're still a good distance away, but you can smell his familiar scent and you can see a familiar face, though aged by 10 years.
Wow.
What does Ava do?
As much as I want to approach, I just know I can't.
That's fine.
I can't. I'll kind of stare, like stand and watch him
does Ava actually stop and like for a moment, like,
yes.
Oh my God, and is caught off guard? Okay.
Yes, actually. Was not expecting this. So, but yeah, I'll kind of keep my distance and watch him and see what he does for a little bit.
Well, he doesn't notice you. He stays staring at this piece of at his coffee cup for a while, and realizing that you might be out in the open, we see Ava eventually kind of slip near a building and just watch. And how long are you willing to stand there and watch him for? Give me a time.
Like 15, 20 minutes or something. Let's see.
For those 15 and 20 minutes, for the majority of them anyway, he literally just fiddles with his cup. He watches as the coffee drips down as he takes a sip, and it's not that he looks sad. It's almost that he looks dejected. Just stoic. And after he's done, he sips the rest of his coffee as he pops the plastic top off and drinks the rest of it before he puts the cap back on and hucks it to the sidewalk without much anything. He scoops up what remaining posters that are under his feet. And then now that you kind of pay more attention, he begins to walk. You realize there are other missing posters around. And as you maybe walk up to them, an old picture of you, not in any clothes that you're familiar with. And these posters, some of them are super, super old. They've been torn away and a number sits on there. Enzo's cell phone number.
I'll take one of the posters. Just hold on to it.
Ava very quickly rips it off of a telephone pole nearby. It's got a ton of staples in it and like I said, has been weathered quite heavily over the course of however long. And so you grab that thing, that poster with your face on it, roll it up, and make your way out of there. Eventually making your way back to Ollie's bar with a couple of bags filled with clothing.
Some suitcases. I roll in makeup. I get everything, roll up into the bar. All right. Just in case, I wanted to do what I can to help. I got us some disguises, some new outfits that we can try on.
You walk in saying all this stuff, like super, like very excited. It's typical.
It's been a while since
it's typical for a Toreador. You walk into the back door, you got bags, you've been shopping, you're like talking down at nobody, because when you look up, Crowley, Ava, and Ollie are not there. They're all gone. But Grant is standing in the back room, and he's like taking off his jacket. And as you're saying that, he's like, "Oh hell yeah! I didn't know we were going on a date, pretty girl."
Well, you actually may be part of this, so yeah. So we'll get you looking good too, Grant.
Oh, girl, I already look good. And he just kind of grins. With that, Ollie, you have things you want to take care of as well. You reached out to some contacts that you wish to speak with. And on this particular night, you sent a message out the night prior. Before you gather with anybody, you are immediately met with one of your own homeless that stand outside the building as you get your night ready. And he simply says, the person you were looking to talk to is ready and waiting to meet you. And he gives you just like a hole in the wall bar, maybe like a 10-minute walk from here. That would be in Venture territory.
Okay, do I know anything about the bar? Is it kindred friendly?
I mean, as far as you know nothing about the bar. Because not every single bar is owned by kindred, you know what I mean? There's just a hole-in-the-wall bars that fall in territory, but they're not necessarily illegal to go into. The things that are illegal to do are to poach and shit like that. Going into their bar, as long as you don't cause a scene, doesn't matter.
Then I asked him if he could just go inside and tell him to come out in 15 minutes, like at the alley in 15 minutes.
Okay, so your message is I'll be in the alley and then send it back into him.
Yeah.
And again, it's not that far, maybe like a 10-minute walk. And you find yourself in an alley. And you go, I'm assuming, invisible and silent and just wait.
I'll go by sewer. And then as soon as I get up, then I'll just kind of hang to the alley. I'm not going to
linger. Doesn't take long. A few minutes after your person goes in to send the message, before the guy in kind of ripped up jeans and a t-shirt and chewing on something walks in the back. If you're not invisible and he sees you, he just gives you a grin.
Well, I imagined I might look a little different in clothes, but you should give it away.
Yeah, exactly. So he just gives you a grin.
I'll turn to see him. What? I still can't remember this guy's name.
That's fine. You don't remember his name. That's fine.
You've just not given it to me.
It's very possible. You don't even have to say anything. So he just smiles at you. What do you do?
I put a line out for you.
Hey, you got something you need done. You're willing to offer something in turn. Business is business.
I was still looking for a date on when they are coming through the bar. I need to
I'll get it to you.
Sooner than later, so I can at least shut things up. I'm looking for anything that I can get on a particular building. Dealing with someone that might work there, and I want to get as much information as I can on them. Who might be running the streets in this area? What might I have to look forward to or look disinterestedly so upon?
So it sounds like you're going to do a break-in and enter in somebody's territory and ain't yours. That's fine, as long as it ain't ours.
I really hope it's not yours.
Okay. Well,
I'll give him the block.
Okay, you give him the block and he smiles like, no, not ours. You want info, and what are you sliding our way in return?
I was hoping to see what was needed. Maybe I can fill some requests.
Well, you might be able to. What can you offer, though? What's your specialty? What do you deal in?
I found that I'm quite good at getting in places and hearing secrets. Maybe I can hop in somewhere, find out if
an information broker.
Yeah, someone you might be looking for might actually be there. I can find that out.
Somebody we're looking for in the area. Okay.
Possibly.
When are you looking to hit this place? Wherever on this block it might be.
Pretty quickly. We were going to do it tonight, but we want to go in at least a little informed. Let's just say there's someone there that's wronged us.
Well.
And comeuppances, quick and likely bloody.
He very, as you're bringing up reasons you want to kill, he kind of dismisses, I don't give a shit why you want to kill. I don't care. None of my business. But. Triad territory ain't really something we've been looking at, and it's a distance away.
We thought so as well.
But doesn't mean we can't take advantage of the situation while we're there. If you're willing to make a hit for us, or I could see a little deal working out. It would be a damn shame. It would be a damn shame if the Triad started feuding with the Russians on their southern border there. I can only imagine it would run them a bunch of money and bodies they don't want to run. But man, I'm sure my guys might see a little business opportunity in weakened areas. But hey, listen, I'm not saying yes or no. All I'm saying is that would be a problem. That would suck.
Give me a name and tell me about him.
How do I know you're going to do what I need you to do if I start feeding you information, though, Mr. Information Broker? He reaches into his pocket as he says that. He pulls it already unwrapped, and he pulls a piece of lint off of a yellow starburst. It pops in his mouth.
Said he's part of the Triad?
I didn't say nothing. I just said it would be a shame if the Triads and the Russians started to fight.
Sure.
And I just so happen to know that there's a particular lieutenant within the Triad that the Russians really don't like. In fact, the only ones I know really want him dead are the Russians. I think he undercut one of their coke deals once and funneled some money toward the triads and cut loose one of the Russians' income arms.
Would you say that this is a little much for information? It's not like you're going to go in and, I don't know, cut off the head of my problem so I can cut off the head of yours.
Oh, I wouldn't want you to cut off the head, just a finger. Just taking a finger and cause a little bit of pain. I'm not looking for you to take out the head of the triads, just somebody who might have a little sway in the area.
You make it worth my time, and I'll get your fucking finger.
He thinks for a minute, worth your time. I'll put it this way. His name's Red Pole. And he crossed the Russians a few times, tends to hang out in Chinatown. Though he doesn't leave Chinatown much anymore simply because it's a little dangerous for the man, I'm told.
He's in the area.
He's in the southern area. I'm not saying you need to take him out the night you need to get your job done, but if it gets on your to-do list in the near future, a favor for a favor, etc., etc. You want a Starburst, by the way? And he reaches out and pulls out an orange one.
I'll pass, but I do got a bag waiting for you back at the bar.
He smiles. So,
how bad of a guy is this? Red, you said pool or pole?
Pole.
Red Pole.
P-O-L-E. I mean, well, he ain't no bad. He ain't no worse than... He's a businessman in a time where business is competitive.
Right.
He deals drugs. Helps peddle all the other nonsense they do out there.
Everybody deals drugs these days.
I know. You know what not a lot of people dealing, though?
What's that?
Sex trafficking. And since the triads lost a lot of their cocaine money, they had to make it up somehow.
I'm gonna eat them.
All right. Yeah, I can probably do something. Just get everything you can on this building, people that work there, how we can handle this. I need to get in and out. Eyes closed. We're going to try to keep cops off of this as well. And I'll figure out how to
Got
deal
a big
with
project going. You're getting the law involved. Now that's a little scary.
I think it's going to be noisy.
I'll talk to who I gotta talk to. Where can I find you?
The bar. We're going tomorrow.
Well then, on such short notice, I need a promise.
What's
Stir
my
shit
time
up for us, and we'll help stir shit up for you.
What's my time limit?
He actually thinks, he's like, I'm not sure. We didn't have that opportunity before us until now. I'm not sure if there is a time limit, but I'm assuming anything longer than a month or two might be a bit much.
Give me 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
You'll have an answer. Probably a finger in 2 weeks.
And if you don't take care of the problem, now you're in debt to us.
Yeah, I know how that goes.
Okay. He just simply lets it go at that. All right, well. Beautiful weather we're having.
And then,
I'm going to go back inside where it's warm and there's beer. Are you joining? Talk some more business.
no, I just need to make sure that you can get what you can get to me before we head out tomorrow.
Oh, he nods. You'll see me before the night is through, I promise.
We'll be at the bar all night.
I'll see you there. And he just spins on his heels and hucks the orange Starburst on the ground. Just leaves it there and doesn't even care and walks into the bar.
I'm actually going to grab that Starburst.
Okay, you grab the Starburst.
I'm going to grab that Starburst just in case there might be a way that I can get Ava to use this.
Ollie just really likes Orange Starburst.
He's got a thing for candy.
Yeah. Can't
Okay.
waste it.
The first one is to return. There's anything else that Ollie wanted to do before he heads back toward the bar? Because that was the big one, was just getting the
probably
deal
not.
on the table.
Yeah, no, probably not.
So the first one to arrive back at the bar after Ava has arrived is Crowley and Dakota, as they took care of their stuff first. And then actually, no, it would be Ollie. Ollie's would happen at the same time, and his is way less time consuming than driving north and driving back. So Ollie, you're actually the first one to return. Ava's returned since then, and Grant has returned since then.
You guys see Grant with like this long leather jacket. He's got like a big scarf on now that kind of covers half of his face.
You walk in on that, and he actually pulls it down just as like, what do I think, boss? Looking good?
Yeah, you look hell of a lot better than me, Grant. Just keep it, at least entertaining to the lady.
And actually, when he it takes him a minute when you say that. It's like, oh shit, it's a Halloween.
Nah, I had to make a trade. Someone wanted my mask, my prosthetic.
When you say that, he actually almost kind of pulls the scarf off, but leaving the jacket on him, and he's like, should I make a call?
Yeah, if you still have a line on that. person,
not directly, but I know someone who can get in touch.
Yeah, I knew sooner or later something was going to happen, so.
All right. He's like, he turns to Ava. And as he looks at you, it's almost like he loses his thoughts again to you. And you tilt your head and your hair falls so gently over your shoulder. And he's like, where were we? And he walks back over to you.
Right. So everybody, while you all were out running errands, I too decided to pick up a few things that might be able to help us. Maybe some disguises just in case we do get spotted by people. Things go wrong. We are less recognizable. So, what do you say?
No, you're saying it only to Ollie. So he's.
Oh, I thought Dakota and...
No, they're not back yet. He's the first one to arrive, and that's it.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, never mind.
We could walk in at this point.
I will have said that to you guys later. But I will continue to get myself and Grant and Ollie ready.
Okay. And then eventually we'd see the two of them walk in.
Is my very important purchase possible?
I'm researching something real quick on that. I will say you have a bag and there's a mysterious product in it. We just don't know which it is yet. I'm working on that. Checking something because I feel like that's such an easy way to.
Oh no, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Oh, then yeah, sure.
I would say too, if we're still out and about, if I did forget the dogs, I would go back for the dogs. If I could retroactively have brought them with us. The other thing I'm gonna bring this time around, one of the things I did not give Ollie in the bag was the police scanner, the actual radio, the body radio.
Oh, the body radio. Okay. Yeah.
I will wear it tonight, or for at least bring it with us for tomorrow.
Okay. And you would have, we'll say you were close enough to Northerly Isle where getting the dogs was not like out of the way for Crowley to just pull up. No cops were there. No, it doesn't seem like the investigation, at the very least, the past few nights has stopped. There's nobody here. You run into you head to your boat and both pups are just, one's chilling and just sitting on the deck enjoying the night air. The other one's downstairs sleeping upside down, snoring with his little jowls up over his face and his teeth are just bared because he's upside down. And so you grab them, they follow you to the car, and you can head back to the bar. And so Crowley and, yes, you did get those things. Crowley and Dakota, you walk into the bar, but this time Dakota has her pups following.
Well, I'll leave them at the door.
Yeah. Whatever you want to do. They listen. Stay. And so all four of you are now, and Grant are now in the bar finally.
I got everyone a present.
Oh.
So I was thinking.
More knives?
No. Do you want more knives?
When you say that though, and he says no, Grant looks to you, is like, do you want more knives?
I could always use more knives.
He walks off to the kitchen. I'll be right back.
You are going to get the entire cutlery drawer.
Come on.
Ollie, you might need to buy more knives.
Cool, but man, his awe is still.
Put the knife down.
Boss, she wants a knife, boss.
Yeah, she's got plenty.
Well, maybe she needs a bigger,
sharp knife. Like no.
He stops. He's like, well, maybe Crowley's knife ain't big enough.
I don't know. All right.
Do I? Ava, do you need a knife?
Yeah, it's all right, Grant.
All right.
We'll be okay for now.
I guess it's fine.
Sorry,
Would you not want
Crowley.
to get the he leans into you, Ollie. Would you not want to get a knife? She asked you for a knife?
I mean, I see where you're going with it, but
What do you mean? What? I just wanted to get her a knife.
yeah, no. She's got
Oh
plenty.
my god! And I like slammed my fist and I was like, we have less than 24 hours to finish planning one of the most dangerous things this fucking Coterie's ever done. And all you can think about is getting Ava a knife? How about you tell us what you found, Grant?
Right. Right. What'd I find? Oh, I went to my old spots out in Chinatown. Yeah, it was what was I looking for again? And he looks over to Ava.
No.
Can you drop that? Can you just turn it off for a minute?
Grant, can you tell us? I don't turn it off. Grant, can you tell us?
Ava goes
what,
full like anime eyes, like.
Can you tell us what your old contacts in Chinatown and if you scouted anything and what happened 2 nights ago?
Yes, pretty please, Grant.
The full story, please.
Well, I had the people I talked to haven't seen any religious nut people walking around, and they haven't seen anybody with tattoos and shit looking to murder people, so that's good. Beyond that, a couple of the people, he actually looks to Ollie, he's like, a couple of the people that have been working for you around here have been heading up that way and getting stuff. And he kind of just rolls his eyes. Not that I was looking to rat them out, it just comes up in conversation.
Yeah, I know. Old habits die hard.
The supply, the heroin, and he kind of just like lays it so very openly on the table for that. At least the people up there, they're getting it directly from crime families in the area. They're being funded by or fed by. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
And he kind of just gives you a shrug from there. Other than that, I didn't see any of your kind, and I felt fine going in.
Grant should drive the car.
I didn't hear that. What'd you say?
I said Grant should drive the car.
Oh, yeah.
That would be wise if he felt fine.
He gives you just like raise. Like, I genuinely didn't feel anything going in there, but
yeah,
I can't pretend to fully understand exactly what's happening anyway. So
we park the car just outside of Chinatown. I go in and do some recon, and then as soon as they start waking up, you drive the van in straight into the parking lot. Everyone jumps out.
How do I know when you wake up?
Oh, when they wake up in the back, you'll be able to see them.
Okay, all right. He's like, he puts his hands up. I just didn't know if it was like maybe I needed to like knock 3 times and ask for a drop of blood or something. I don't know. I mean, just kind of
Sun goes down.
Oh my god.
It's that simple. Sun goes down, we're coming up.
All right. Anybody tries to mess with you while you're sleeping, what do you want me to do?
We got the shotgun, right?
And 2 dogs.
Tell them to back the fuck off.
He's like, he looks like Nas, like, that's what am I, is that what we're doing? Like, we crossing that line if we have to? I've
Try to get inside. Yeah. It could mean our lives.
I mean, or you just move the van.
Yeah.
Like if there's a
So
traffic
simple.
warden, you just move the van.
Just move.
Oh, right, presents. So I was thinking, biggest problem we have, if he actually is there, is that he can, like, dominate us, right? Now, to do that, he has to be able to, like, catch your eye. So, it makes it more difficult if he doesn't know if you're looking at him or not.
Okay.
Maybe.
That's why I bought these sunglasses.
Wait, I do the same.
Oh,
That's what I said.
I feel like there's a costume change coming at the break.
Yes, well, that's like I got the
we
Neo
go.
looking sunglasses. Perfect. This is
worst
great.
case
that
scenario, we
works
look cool.
for one. Well, actually, Crowley wouldn't know. Like, you know, obviously, like for mesmerizing the basic command. Yeah, there's other things that don't require eye contact that Malks have access to, which is always a good time. So we'll leave it on that. We'll take a break here. We're about to go to break because we're about to go into the planning and action phase of this session, where once they have Malik, and we'll see what happens.
Do you think we're actually going to get to Malik?
combat in 5e is 3 rounds the most, and then wrap it up with story if it doesn't finish. So that's how I like to use those rules. So we'll stop here. I will say this because I gave them a warning, and we're gonna go. Hey everybody! Next part is incredibly dangerous. Players could die.
Wait, I hope characters can die, not players.
Maybe both. It's
Yeah.
vampire.
Oh,
Who
gosh.
knows?
I don't like this.
You're going into a dangerous situation, and while the combat itself may not be the most lethal thing, combat is rarely the most lethal thing in vampire in the first place. See you in about 8 minutes?
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll be back in about 8 minutes. We'll try and keep it short because we've got a lot of fighting to do.
Combat is quick. Don't worry about the...
welcome back. Yeah, take it away.
No, you take it away.
Oh, okay. Right. So
You're all in Ollie's bar. You have things you need to discuss about
Yes, how did everything
finalities of the
go?
plan, how you're going to go about doing this. Let's see.
How did everybody's errands today go?
I slap a bag of blood on the counter nonchalantly. Successful.
Thank you so much.
Slaps the bag. You can drink about 2 dots off this.
I will pour it into a glass and begin drinking.
I imagine like it's such a big bag to like get enough animal blood for 2 dots that you have to like go glass,
Oh,
glass,
yeah, it's
glass,
gross.
Oh yeah,
glass.
we're doing the same thing like last time, like the
Yeah.
box wine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're so classy.
This is the
I
life now. This is my life now.
Got us a little more work. Then we may even
More
be
work.
Let me finish. My contact is gonna get as much information as he possibly can about this place. He said he was, for what he asked for, he was willing to trade its value up. He said that he wanted a finger. There's someone near the area that we're going. Someone that is in the Triad. A lieutenant in the Triad. I asked him, what makes this guy so bad? He said that since all of the cocaine deals have pretty much flown south, and it's not really popping there for him anymore, they need to make money. So they've been heavily investing in sex trafficking. And I told him that it better be worth getting our hands dirty for this, and he guaranteed that it would be.
I'm in.
He wants a finger.
That was easy.
Wait, just a
I
finger.
will give him so much more than a finger.
He's a lieutenant in the Triad. It's not going to be super easy. It's going to be messy. And apparently his name is Red Pole.
I have an idea.
He's gonna be dead pole soon.
Terrible joke, but I'm on board.
Good.
Wait.
That's my specialty.
Okay. When we deal with the mallet problem, which is top priority right now, we will deal with this shithead sex trafficking gangster, okay? I
You
have a
have 2 weeks.
special idea for him.
Well, I don't know if he's supposed to die.
Oh, no. No.
You can take
there
the
are
finger
worse
off,
things.
and then he can
Yes.
still die.
Crowley.
Okay.
A finger is that. If that's all they need, wonderful. I need a hell of a lot more from him than that. We deliver a finger and potentially kill another problem that I have that needs to be dealt with on another day.
Well, he'll be here before the night is over with all the information we need. And
Okay.
I'll ask him if he's looking for a body, if he's looking for a finger. Because if he's looking for a body, and it's all he's asked
No,
for is a
I
finger,
need the body to go to jail. Just trust me. We can talk about it another time, but I would love to take his finger, Ollie.
yeah, that's
Okay.
fair.
Can we
But
still get some
hold
bodies for
that
me?
thought. Yeah, we can work on that.
Right.
I suppose if it's necessary for you. The problem is, if I go above and beyond, and he doesn't need to be dead, then I'm overstepping my bounds. I'm working inside of
Why we don't kill him?
right. We don't kill him unless we can play it up, and it's more valuable.
If it is an
Yes.
option, I'm down.
So are we supposed to deal with this during
Later.
Wait.
this?
We got 2 weeks.
Okay,
Okay,
that's good.
great. So later.
Yes,
Okay, what are they doing for us?
he's gonna come tonight with everything that he can get me on this location about everything, about this building, the people that work the area, what the police are like, power, everything that they can get, and
Awesome.
they're involved in crime and everything else. So put myself out there.
Good.
This nets us.
I get the blueprint out. Right. Having a look at this blueprint, being a kindred and knowing where
Does
I
it?
put my
Does
havens,
anything stick out? Is what you're saying?
more
Does it
precisely,
look like?
would it be at all feasible to have a haven on one of the upper floors without it being actually way too dangerous?
Looking at it, no.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. None of those 3 floors. If they have a haven somewhere, it's in the basement.
It's in the basement. Okay.
Okay. What is the basic access? Is there just one access or multiple?
There are 2 access points, one in the front of the building and one in the back of the building. Still inside, still have to get inside in the hallway and get to a door, but there's two ways to get downstairs.
Shit.
2 ways downstairs. You said, what are they? Stairs and stairs? Or like, is it like an outside entrance? Is it a sewer entrance? What is the blueprints?
You're just looking at via the blueprints. It is stairs downstairs, and one of the stairs also has an elevator that goes down with it, like a small, like couple person.
It's like okay, it's like a freighter elevator. Yeah, a maintenance. Okay, cool. All right. Who wants to set a distraction?
What kind of distraction?
One that comes down an elevator.
A lot of things come down an elevator. I'm still a bit confused.
Jesus Crowley. Think bigger here, my man. I mean, there's tons of stuff that we could do. One of us could be in said elevator. I don't know. We've probably got enough here to do something. All we need is their heads turned, so if we come down the stairs... Ding.
Wait.
I could help with that. Literally turning their heads towards me.
No, Ava, you're not gonna be bait.
No, our best plan here is to go in fast, catch them before they have a chance to wake up properly or defend themselves. Just going fast. The issue with having 2 entrances is that we go in the front, they get out the back. If we split up, we split our forces. What about we go in one end, we just cover the other end in gasoline?
Wait a second, if we're cutting the power, the elevator won't work anyways.
Oh, right.
So fuck the elevator.
And Malkavians probably don't get super strong or super speedy to get up it. That'll work.
No.
Sweet.
So cut the power. You're gonna do that you're doing that.
Oh, yeah, I can run up a building.
I'm not worried about you running up the building. The plan is to do it before we wake up?
Well, I'll do it as soon as I see the van. That way they won't be, turned on by the fact that we cut all the power.
Cool, and you're going to cut down 3... I guess you're going to run down the building again.
Yeah, I'll run down the building again.
How many entrances are there into the building itself? The front entrance and a back entrance?
And 2 side entrances. There are 4 entrances.
Fucking A.
What is the shortest route, including going through one of the plate glass windows, to the basement?
The closest route is if you could get through the back door. There's a stairwell right to your left-hand side.
That goes straight down?
Perfect, we go through that.
And up.
And up. So what we need is for the front door to be barricaded so that nobody can come and go. And,
I don't think we need to worry about making it that complicated. We just go straight in as fast as possible. Do the deed. Get out.
Oh. Why don't we look back to one of our past problems? The orphanage. Remember when we went to the sewer?
I skirted that building, but I wouldn't know if there was like a manhole or a sewer line running up next to it, would I?
I mean, there's always going to be sewer somewhere nearby.
Somewhere nearby.
Could do that again.
If it has an entrance.
That said, they will always be able to leave if we're not fast enough.
Your best bet is like getting into the sewer, getting close to the basement, and punching your way through the wall. You know what I mean?
Going up
through the wall. Like not every building has like an access to the sewers. You know,
right?
That might take time, and then if they cut an arm, they leave. I still think our best bet is to go straight through the back door down.
What if Ollie's comes Kool-Aid Manning through the wall, and then the rest of us come down?
Well, if he's separated and they just see him and then they...
Yeah, but we're meeting at the same place.
Can't guarantee that we're going to meet at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can. Can we get some watches or something?
And how will Ollie get down there in time when we're actually just charging him with the van?
I think it's going to be a hell of a lot more complicated than, ooh, I'm going to run in on you. I genuinely... My gut tells me it will be more difficult than this.
Probably.
True, but I feel like we're over planning here.
Yeah, too complicated.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
I like the idea of going to the wall. Easy enough. Wall is not really a strong opposition to me.
Ollie can still go in the van and pop down the sewer hole just nearby.
If you feel like I'm needed, then
Well, that depends if there is a sewer main, like, right next to the room.
Okay, how about this? If there is a sewer main, Ollie will drop down into it. Plus, let's be real, if Ollie goes back out... Oh, right, we're not taking Malik's body. Well...
Also, keep in mind, too, if you do go through walls, mortal businesses work there. They will see that come morning, and all that stuff will have to be dealt with. Cops will be involved.
I think we just charge in through the back door, go down the stairs, knock the guy out, run.
We do still have a security officer to deal with.
If they stop us, we take him out.
Yes. Or distract him at least.
Chat up a security officer.
Yes.
It's also possible you do have all.
It should be.
All we need is enough of a distraction to get in the back, get him, and get out.
It shouldn't be a problem.
So.
I can handle that.
Charge in the back door. Ava stays near the top of the stairs so that if the security guard comes this way, she can distract him. We do the deed. We come back up and we get out.
Speaking of the deed, are you really set on,
Honestly, I was tempted, but here's the thing. If you want me in your coterie after this, then I've got you guys to watch my back.
Well, yeah.
In which case I don't need to go all loner and try and be self-sufficient.
Oh, that's why you wanted to munch him.
Oh yeah, because presumably at some stage my old coterie are going to come wandering around with spirits in their heads and try and do the same to me.
Fuck them.
My thoughts precisely.
So the plan is just to fucking kill him.
Unless you want to talk to him, it's probably safer just to kill him on the spot. Ava gets a picture.
Oh, don't forget the picture. We have to remember
if Ava's staying
that.
up top, we'll need to take camera down below.
Yes.
You know what? That's a case by case. If Ava has to step up, you can toss the camera to one of us.
Right. Sound good?
Or let me just give you, Crowley, I'll just give you the camera. Hold on to it.
Okay.
And if I'm down there, I'll take care of it. If I need to stay up and distract the security guard, then you'll have to take care of it.
Sure.
It's Polaroid.
Takes a picture of Ava. Yeah, works. I give it to Grant.
Oh, hell yeah.
Good.
Don't
All
say I
right.
never give you anything.
All right. So, are we ready?
Wait, so you
To
plan
do
on
this.
killing the guy? Grant just says out loud.
yeah,
That's the plan, Grant.
I am deathly afraid of people with mind control powers being interrogated and looking you in the eye and then making you do all funky shit.
Okay.
that's the thing, Grant. You should probably know that inside of this world that we're in, there are different groups of kindred, of vampires, and we all have different abilities. You gotta admit, you feel a little stronger, right? A little more gusto in your step.
Yeah.
That's one of mine. And controlling people's minds, that's also on the table.
How do I know my mind hasn't been controlled already then?
You could be safe to
Hey.
assume that someone might be trying to sway you slightly.
Really? Really? Not a chance.
Should we leave one of the dogs with Grant?
Yeah, why not?
So I'm driving you in, and if shit gets bad, I leave. What's my timeline here? How long am I waiting for you? What if cops show up before you're not even out of the building yet? What do I do?
Right. Worst case scenario, if you have to leave, we
Hey,
go
Grant,
through
you
the
have a
wall
cell
into
phone?
the sewer.
Into the sewers, yeah.
And he looks
So-
at Dakota, no.
I need a phone.
Yeah,
I
I was
don't
told
know.
those are bad idea.
They are bad ideas, but I need one.
Isn't that a bad idea?
Just, hey, Ava,
Zach might have some left over in
do we have
his
spares?
Not in this area, nowhere
From
nearby.
in his like sewer haven.
in his
Septic
yeah,
Hey, Ava, can I
conspiracy
talk to you?
room.
I need you up front real fast.
Sure.
I'm gonna book it out front. There got to be people like on the street, right?
People in the barn.
Hey,
Yes.
hey, yeah, out front. Pick somebody and tell them that you desperately need to use their cell phone. Dire emergency for a lady in need.
All right. Let me get somebody not in the bar for this. I'll run out.
The streets are packed with people. You easily catch the eye of many. If you just want one, then you can do the ability that focuses your awe on just one.
Yes, I will do whatever it is, entrancement.
Where is it? You have it written down so you can click on it?
Yes, presence, entrancement.
Ava gets hungrier. God damn it.
Oops, that's
what I'm saying. Like rouse check.
Oof.
She's good.
Okay. Yes. Display. There it is.
It's literally awe, but for one person. It's basically what it boils down to.
Charisma,
you basically are able to
presence.
focus it. And so,
yeah.
You easily get the attention of one person with just a few words. Your gentle voice, the way you're dressed, the way you move, everything about you is like a cobra just waiting to strike. And as this guy gets close, and you're welcome to ask him for his phone, and so you do without even thinking. He reaches into his pocket. He's like, of course, whatever you need, and he hands it over.
Great. I'm like trailing right behind her. I'm totally photobombing at the moment.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Excuse me a moment. I'm just gonna make a call for a ride.
Oh, you just need a ride? He's my buddy. Actually, he's the designated driver tonight. We can take you home, no money, totally free.
I got it. Don't worry about it.
Well, if you want,
I'll think about it. How about that?
I have Luber on there. If you want to call a driver, you can put on my card.
I appreciate it. Just give me one moment, and we'll talk.
Where do you go?
I just kind of step towards Dakota.
Just off to the side. We're just gonna go like into the alleyway. We can still be seen, shadow, all of that kind of stuff. But I need to. Yeah.
He follows.
Oh, brilliant.
God damn it.
Okay. A little privacy.
Do you ask for privacy, Ava?
If you wouldn't mind.
Yeah. I'll be right here. And he literally just steps around the corner of the building.
I take the phone and I call up my police contact. It's not too late, right?
It's still very early in the night.
Perfect.
And do you call just like, do you private the number or do you just call with this number?
Yeah, no, I'll private the number if I know how to do that.
It rings a few times and it answers with a simple, who's this?
Always the same shitty attitude with you.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What do you want? You haven't even...
Hey.
You still owe me, so you better be calling with...
Listen. I may have something for you. Real good. It's going to take me about 2 weeks. Till then, there's going to be some possible action over in Chinatown tonight. If something pings, I just need you to swipe left.
Where? In Chinatown.
I give him the address or like what's nearby.
The surrounding blocks, basically the area. You don't give
the
him a
local area,
specific-
yeah.
Yeah, of course. He's like, you hear him sigh on the other side. We already have our goddamn hands full with the triads in there.
Then you won't need to come out to my area.
You need time.
Yeah,
How much time? Say the thing goes off. Say we get a pickup and dispatch says we need to head out that way. Well, how much time do you need me to buy? Because I can't do much.
10 minutes.
And how do I know this thing you have for me in 2 weeks is worth waiting for?
Because it's a big one.
So
And
prove it. I could call you and say I got a big one.
I wouldn't believe you.
No life.
So,
Oda, quickly before this guy comes around.
fuck. Okay.
You keep
I try to keep my voice. I'm like, look.
Yeah.
Look. Let me call you back. Time scale. Yeah.
Sure.
And I tell him, I'm like, look. Let me guess. You're deep in the the triangle, looking for a lot of Coca-Cola, or lack thereof. Maybe a few missing people.
Listen. If you're ready to give me details somewhere else another time, then let's talk details somewhere else in another time.
Fucking great. And I hang up.
But you actually hear him like, what? And you just like, you snap.
I'm like, that's all I needed. And I hand it back to Ava.
Yeah, I go back to the guy. Give it. No need for Luber. Thank you. My roommate's on the way. Appreciate
how
it.
long? Oh, good. Do you want to grab a drink while you wait? On me, of course. On me.
She's with me.
You kind of wheel around the corner, and then he looks at you, to Ava. Yeah, but. And he looks down to himself.
I appreciate the offer, but the two of us will be on our way now. I lock arms with Dakota and begin.
I look over my shoulder and I'm like, sorry.
When you
such an asshole.
When you start walking away, he actually starts shouting. He's like, she can't give you what I got. I'm just saying.
You're right, because I ain't got what you got.
Exactly. Hey, you may fiddle. He actually starts like swearing and insulting you. Eventually you walk away.
Bar.
Yep. Eventually you walk away and it's not a big deal. Heading back to the bar. As you get back to the bar, did Crowley and Ollie have any conversation before I cut to the next scene?
I didn't have anything planned.
What was that?
I didn't have anything planned.
Okay, cool. Then we'll jump to the next scene. Dakota and Ava return to the bar, and after
Would
you guys
Ollie
have all
allow Crowley to make a last meal?
Oh, I mean, within reason.
Crowley
Prime
makes
steak,
something,
baby.
whatever is fancy in the kitchen.
Sure. And so you whip up a fancy meal to the best of your abilities, and in doing so, eat. Does Ollie Blush of Life join him?
It's
okay.
Never safe to go on a mission with a full stomach.
As the food is finished up, that's when Ava and Dakota will walk into the smell of barely cooked food, but still the smell of sizzling and searing and the heat of the oven having been turned on as the back door closes. And the two of you are regathered with the other two.
Cops, not a problem. We got an extra 10 minutes tonight if they're called. What are you eating? Okay, next.
Hi.
I'm like checking off things down the list. I'm like,
and almost on cue, there's a.
That's what I was waiting on.
Should we go away?
Just head to the booth.
Okay.
The private booth.
Oh, this is on the back door. There's a knock on the back door, not the front.
Oh, okay.
So you walk over to the back door, Ollie?
Yeah.
And even just peeking it open a little bit, a familiar smug face is sitting there, kind of like looking off to the side.
I'll lean back real quick and grab that candy that I put in for Grant, and I'll huck the bag of candy at him.
And he kind of hits him square in the chest, and he kind of fumbles for a minute before he grabs hold with his hand. He's like, oh, hell yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so what you got for me?
Do you lead him to the booth, or do you keep him in the back room?
I'll keep him in the kitchen.
All right. He plops himself up on the prep table like he did last time, his feet dangling a few inches above the ground. And he rips open the new candy bag and pulls out a yellow starburst, unwraps it kind of slowly, and then pops it into his mouth and starts chewing it a good 3 or 4 times before he looks like he's about to speak. Surprisingly, no triads over there. Seems like ain't part of their territory. I thought all of Chinatown was their territory, but that city block ain't their shtick. Don't know who it belongs to. Security seems to be minimal, but when I say security, I mean, of course, more legal means of security.
Sure.
Boy's seen quite a few people meandering in there all night long, mostly on the first floor.
By quite a few people, 10, 20 more.
They were able to count 6
All right.
that they saw. A couple of them came up from the basement through the windows. They got able to catch eyes on them. Not sure if they're packing any heat, but they're not openly carrying anything at the very least.
All right.
Second floor and third floor seemed abandoned. They didn't see anybody on there.
There's basement windows.
No.
Gotcha.
But we saw them coming up the stairs and pass by a window like as they were coming up.
All right. You said they go for all hours of the night.
My boys only just left a few minutes ago. Got a call. That's the last thing they saw.
All right. So they're moving ruin a day, but...
I want you to know, before we move on, I had to have those boys cut short another job to handle this. So I hope you're good for your word.
Yeah, I'm good for my word. Hey, about this Red Pole character.
Yeah, what about him?
You don't want him dead. You just want a finger?
That's an interesting question. I don't think anybody would complain if he died. But
Would it be valuable for our future negotiations if he happened to meet an untimely end?
it would certainly be valuable, especially if it looked like the Russians did it.
Got a signature for the Russians? Something that I can do to make it look that way?
I would suggest bringing them into their territory, making a show of it. Maybe leave the body out for them to find. No signature or any of that shit. Just frame them. The thing about gangs is they ain't got that much. They ain't like cops. Not a lot of paperwork. If they assume somebody did them wrong, they don't ask too many questions.
Gotcha. Is there particular territory, Russian-wise, you'd like us to drop it off? Any buildings, anything that you would like to leave a mark?
South of Chinatown. A lot of them hole up in Douglas and Bronzeville.
Douglas and Bronzeville.
Been some tight tension between those two rivals for some time. It's not going to take much to ignite a little spark.
So if a body just pops up...
An important body, specifically.
All right. Got it.
You get that done for us, and, well, we can call ourselves a debt owed. And should those events lead to what may or may not be a temporary or prolonged gang war of some sort, and should our people benefit, I'm sure something will trickle its way to you as a thanks.
Good. At the very minimum, I'm looking for wiggle room in the future, but I think we can make this happen. You
and I haven't worked a lot together, but you have a reputation about you, and there are people out there who do trust you, so we're willing to make a few sacrifices to work alongside someone as influential.
Good. As long as it continues moving forward, I don't want to take any steps back here. Do you have any idea of the last place he was seen?
Oh, are you talking about Red Pole?
Yeah.
He actually just shakes his head. Tends to stay in the south side of Chinatown and hasn't left Chinatown in almost a year now. Ever since he took care of that deal. I think he's been living a comfortable life.
What deal?
The one that got, the one, no, rather, it's just they didn't make the deal, lost the deal. Been living a comfortable, safe life in Chinatown away from those that want to murder him. The higher ups still see value in him for some reason or another. I don't pretend to know what the fuck he does. All I know is he was the coke guy for years.
But now he deals in people.
Maybe. He shrugs. The triads do. I don't know who's in particular charge of that trafficking. But you cut off one arm of currency, they gotta find another to stay afloat.
Yeah. All right. Gotta say, for what we're doing, knowing that the 6 people in there is valuable. Knowing that they're not carrying anything, at least openly, also valuable. So, I hope you're good on your word, and that there is some trickle down and something good coming back, because...
Boys are good at what they do.
Good. We'll show you how we operate, and we'll get the job done.
Now, one more thing, if you don't mind.
All right.
A faster payment. Something a little quicker. A little bit more immediate for our boys for doing a job well done. They lost out on a deal tonight, a lucrative one. Not looking for a recompense, obviously. There's more payment coming along those lines, but we were able to get a second dealer or a second buyer on such short notice. It'll still allow us to make some of the money back that we're going to lose tonight, but we don't got anywhere to hawk it.
Okay.
Your bar open tonight.
What are you hawking?
He shakes his head. Not people, if that's your worry.
If it's drugs, it can't come through here. I have a line. I may deal some shady shit, but I don't deal with drugs.
Why?
I'm just saying it's a bit of a moral code. A lot of people fly
Moral
up to them.
code, and you're about to go hit a building?
I'm about to hit a real bad guy.
Oh, bad guys in the eye of the beholder and all that shit, right?
Yeah. But that's my business.
All right.
If you boys are afraid of just a little bit of cash, I might be able to make that valuable to them. But
You're going to buy our stash off us.
no. No, I don't want that anywhere near here. But if you feel that you're
Can't sell it in your bar, and I can't sell it to you. Yeah. You have a lot of customers around your bar. I'm sure we can hawk it there.
I don't like that.
It's not your bar, not your property.
This bar is my bar.
Right. But
This area is about to be my property.
I'm sorry. Do you have some sort of weird claim on this block? I ain't going to hawk it in your building. Just going to hawk it on a street corner a couple times, maybe throughout the week.
Let's just say that I got some deeds moving right now that are coming into my name.
When those deeds are in your name, we'll move out your territory.
It would be in your best interest to not move drugs through this area.
Is that a threat? I'm just asking, now out of game, is that an intimidate? I'm curious if you're going to intimidate here.
It's a suggestion.
Is that, are you looking to make a roll, basically, of some sort? Persuasion, maybe?
Yeah, I'll try that.
Okay. So you're not threatening him so much, you're just trying to persuade him. It's going to be your manipulation plus persuasion.
Got it. Okay, I've got a point there. And
Always a good start.
a point there.
2 dice. Let's go.
Can I willpower it?
Yeah, you can reroll 2 of those.
Sure, I'll give it a shot.
I heard the roll, but nothing.
Ugh.
No, no failures.
He shakes. He's like, listen, cops come around and say this ain't, this is your place. This is your territory. It's fine. I don't understand why it's such a big deal. Listen, I'll even go back. I'll put some distance between the bar and us, but you have and he kind of just grazes his eyebrows. I don't know if you know, but you got a whole lot of people who look like they need some supplies out there, and we got them supplies now, so.
You're right, and I'm supplying them with something that's cleaner. I'm trying to shake them from drugs.
That's not lucrative at all.
Quite a bit more lucrative when you're not trying to buy someone's being tied down. I'm buying loyalty at this point.
We'll see what happens. You got yours, I got mine. In a couple weeks, if you take care of some things and open up some new business opportunities for my boss and his boss and his boss, I cannot imagine that you wouldn't get something in turn.
Not asking for a lot here.
Oh, instigating a crime war ain't exactly the most taxing thing to do. But not everybody can do it.
Someone's got to. I don't mind being that guy.
Right, someone's got to. Well, if that's all, then I've got some phone calls to make, and I got a busy night ahead of me.
Same.
He nods at that. No, go ahead.
I'll walk him out the back.
Yeah, and he without problem walks out the back, and he walks out the door. And the minute he steps out the door, you see him pull his phone out of his front pocket, start dialing, and walks off.
Okay. All right.
All 4, the other 3 of you can get gathered from the booth and be brought back. There is no more person back here.
So, that was my guy. And some good news, some sloppier news, but nothing really bad. So his guys said that there are 6 people in the building that they've been seeing walking around during the day. They've been coming up from the downstairs to the first floor. Apparently the 2nd and 3rd and anything else above is abandoned. They don't go up there. They don't see any open carry, nothing like that on the person, but in our world, you don't really need guns. But if they're operating during the day, probably ghouls, likely retainers, someone that is incapable of alerting, or at least getting them out in a heartbeat.
I think we just keep moving.
Yeah, we need to take them down. They can't stay. There's a lot more bodies to worry about leaving the building.
And
Honestly, I wouldn't worry about them.
You said it was a lab, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what if they're just working there?
Then let's hope they stay out of our way.
I will say that he did say something funny. That pretty much all around the block, is Triad territory, except for this area. The Triad had been told to stay out of here. So
Told.
Yeah,
Who tells the Triad?
Some
probably
of organized crime
working inside.
connections.
Yeah. So my boy's got this block all lined up on his own. It's his. Safe. Safe-ish, anyway. Now, you said that you took care of the police matter. We got the blueprints, so we know all of our ways in. We know that the Triad aren't going to be super involved. The sloppy news is that Red Pole is in the depths of Chinatown. He's been holed up there for over a year. And he looks real safe. He's stayed that way since the cocaine trade's been cut off.
Okay. Well.
That is a problem for another day.
Yep. Took the words out of my mouth, Crowley.
But I figured I'd let you guys know. Moving forward, we're just keeping an open air.
Fair enough.
So, remember, there is also 2 people who may or may not be with Malik right now. Those 2 figures. So we have to worry about them as well. Once you guys get down there.
Honestly, if it's too much of a problem, get down there, take Malik out, take a picture, and leave. Don't have to kill everyone or flatten the area.
It's true. All we gotta do is kill Malik.
But if we get seen and they're just regular people, that's a breach.
Depends what they saw.
Right. Well,
Okay.
that's the best.
We just need to play this smart.
Oh, and reminder, Liz will be with us, so mind your manners.
This is the ones whose brains got blown out in
Right.
Ollie's room
By
with
Zach.
Isaac. So Ollie knows who she is. Well, everybody knows who she is.
Yeah. Well, she's gonna get a wish then.
Yep. Let's I suppose let's do this then.
So you're waiting for the next night then? Because the night's like a few hours old at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
So
we socialize
yes.
for the rest of the night and enjoy what could possibly be the last night together.
exactly. Lots of chatter, maybe some laughs. But it's a generally ongoing night, and Grant is great company. You haven't really spent, like, the Coterie himself haven't spent a ton of time with Grant beyond, like, the knowing he's taking care of Bar and usually working and sparse interactions. But tonight, because he's going to be part of this job, he isn't working tonight. There's other people that have come in to fill the roles, but Grant's still in the area, and he is, maybe not surprisingly, great company. Dude is incredibly charismatic, even if he doesn't look the best, like, physically. And he's good for laughs. And he's a generally pleasant person to be around.
He's so gonna die.
Prior to that, though, Ollie would only know, before he became this person, this guy was on the verge of taking his own life. For chat. And so the night goes by rather pleasantly. Drinks are had, food is eaten for those. Does anybody use Blush of Life this night? I'm assuming most are going to be conservative.
I would think Dakota actually probably says very little tonight.
Sure.
She sits and glares.
So the next night rolls around. Rouse checks everybody.
Before that, can I just be like, as we're getting towards the end of the night, right? Question: if any one of us dies, doesn't make it back, what do the rest of us have to cover?
Yeah, when you say that, there's a wits awareness. All 4 of you.
Grant's crying.
Ava, 2, 2, 2, 5. Crowley, you notice it right away. You notice it instantly, while the rest, it takes a little bit as the emotion kind of comes across Grant's face. But when you say that so nonchalantly, it's almost like reality hit him. He was jovial and enjoying the night, and now you say that, it's like all of that just instantly melted away. And the reality of how much danger he's in right now seems to finally have kind of sunk in. But he doesn't say anything. You all notice, like, his expression changes. He places what little of his beer is left on the table. He doesn't finish it. Usually he does. He fiddles with the shotgun a little bit before also putting that down, and then he kind of just stands at attention,
Don't get yourself
listening.
in trouble. We can take a lot more punishment than you, and we just need you for the wheels. If it goes wrong, we'll bust into a sewer and we'll walk out.
Right. Yeah, I can do that.
The world that we're a part of is hairy.
Yeah,
It's messy.
I'm
Yeah.
not even. He actually like speaks to me. Said this. I can't even pretend to have a fraction of the understanding of what the fuck is going on. And just when I feel like I got it, like it makes sense to me. You say something like, and he just looks to Crowley like that, and all of it is new and I'm still not convinced I ain't dreaming. All right, let's put it that way. And he kind of puts it out there bluntly. Like I pinch myself every day. I slap myself every. I feel it. I feel it.
He said, "I say, are you saying I'm in your dreams, Crowley? I mean, Grant."
Always.
How old are you again?
30.
Then yes. God, you look good for 30.
Yeah. By the way, I hope you are okay with the way that you look, because as long as we keep our relationship up and you do that really disgusting thing you weren't a fan of, you aren't gonna get any older, buddy.
Oh. See, how do I react to that? And then he just like looks to you with this confused look. And it's not like he's sad. It's almost like this begging look. Like, I really don't know what. There's just a point where I just feel like I can't push past. Maybe it'll happen in time. I don't know. But you telling me I ain't going to change, that there's this shit happening, it's just hard to swallow.
It is.
But then again, you have like a fucking thing going on under your mask. You all have fangs of some sort. I've seen you do things that can't be done. So it's not like you're lying. It's just, what do I, and now we're going to go somewhere where one of my friends could maybe die.
Whoa. Okay, look. Like, stepping out your door is a grandiose expression of how you can quickly die. All right? Every day is about death. But to be fair, friend, we're already dead. We already died.
Yeah, that's part of it, huh?
Yeah.
You know what?
We went beating hearts.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make it heavy in here.
No, it's good. It's good to ask these questions. You got to understand. And to answer your question, Crowley, like we said yesterday, and I'll say it now because Grant doesn't know. If things go tits up and I meet an early death,
Not happening.
Unfortunately early, the ownership of the bar will be transferred into Grant in his name.
What does that mean now?
Means that Lights Out Pub would become yours.
But does that mean I take your place in the government or?
No, it's not like that. It's a lot heavier than that. There's a lot of rules and bullshit that.
But I mean, like, you're not around anymore, and so I won't have.
You're right. I'll do my best to put some stops in place, but I bet that the three of these people here would make sure that this place stays opening.
Yeah. Business owner. Definitely something I was planning on 6 years ago when I was shooting heroin into my veins on the street. How the times have changed.
Life takes you funny places.
Hey, you're damn right. And he actually reaches for the rest of his beer that he ignored and put on the table, and then reaches it back, grabs it, gives you like an air toast to Crowley, and just swigs what little is left.
Swig mine as well. But you raise a good point. If anyone here wants to give me something personal, we can leave at the bar. If anyone else doesn't come back, I'll try and bring you back temporarily. We have one last chat.
What?
You didn't hear anything.
Crowley, that's probably.
What do you mean?
We all know.
How would you do? You could.
Grant.
No. You brought me into this life, and he kind of like gets frustrated and speaks up. Ollie, you brought me into this life. I didn't ask. I didn't understand, should I say. You offered, I accepted, but what do you mean you can, if someone dies, you can bring them back temporarily? What the fuck does that mean?
It's not like that. Just.
So, hey, what is it like?
The best way to understand it is that he can talk to, He can talk to us if we die, but that's really kind of it.
Are you like crossing over with John Edwards? You can talk to ghosts?
When
They
you've
kinda
heard
have
the
to be
song,
willing.
Mr.
Can you
Crowley.
talk to my mom?
Possibly. It is very dangerous, though.
I'm not saying now. He puts his hands up. Like, maybe too many questions. Wait. What the fuck?
Also,
All right.
it is very illegal. You did not hear me say that.
Yeah,
It's illegal. Oh, okay.
against our law.
You know what? This is a lot.
I turned to Ollie and like,
I
how
didn't
long
hear
has he been a
anything.
ghoul?
Maybe a couple months.
Maybe a few months at best.
Oh, well, shit. Okay. Sorry.
And this training and wheels have never quite hit. I did it to help keep him safe.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm driving, and if things go tits up, get
Out.
Crowley out so he can summon your ghost.
No, fuck Crowley. Just get out with
Okay,
the
just
dogs.
leave. Fuck all of y'all. I'm out.
Right,
Bad.
come back
Well-
here. We'll meet you here.
The
Do
one
I have
important
an
thing is,
alternate route?
If
Do
you
I have a
drive
time
in,
limit?
if you drive in when everyone starts waking up, and any of them do funny black eye bullshit, turn the van around, go out of Chinatown, and when they're okay, then go back in again.
Your time limit is until somebody shows up and tries to get
It's a
Come to
cop
the van.
show.
the
Run.
cops or
I love you
sketchy
all.
looking
I need to make a
people.
quick roll.
Oh, fuck.
No,
Oh,
it's not.
God.
It's not. It's relax. It's not a bad thing in that regard. Oh, wow.
Oh, damn.
He takes a minute, and it looks like he's like, there's a lot going on in his head. His eyes are darting back and forth. You can actually see a little bit of sweat starting to break out on his forehead, and he takes a deep breath, and you're telling him, okay, if eyes go black, you leave Chinatown, then go back, and Ava's filling him in. And just clearly, once Ava starts talking, he's kind of stopped listening. He's just like, listen, let's just make this simple. I drive in, I park in this building, and I watch. How long do I have? How long should I wait before
30
pulling
minutes.
the plug?
30 minutes.
30.
Not even 30. Won't take us that long.
15 minutes. How's that sound?
20.
15 minutes, I'm out. If we drive in and for some reason your eyes are going black, 1, I need to leave. 2, am I in trouble? Like, are you going to do something that's like big, bad, naughty time and I could be dead? Like, what are we looking at here?
No,
If
you'll have the other
anyone
3 in
else-
the back.
If anyone
Okay.
approaches the van at all, and it's not us, leave.
If-
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter if they look
Okay, you
like
got it. That's all I
a
need.
regular schmuck.
He like times you out. I feel like I might just get confused if you just keep going. So drive in,
That's
drive out. If black eyes, drive in, park 15 minutes, leave you alone. If something happens and if somebody comes knocking, leave anyway. That's pretty simple, pretty standard. What I imagine is driver rules in movies. Seems pretty simple here. You got it. Done. And he grabs a shotgun. He like checks to see if it's racked, pumps it once, and he slings it over his shoulder like some anime character. Fuck it, let's just do this.
I take the sunglasses and I put them on.
What you put them on and then somebody says, yeah, that's tomorrow night. So
Yeah, I was about to say, I'd be like, calm down. I put my hand on Grant. Grant, calm down. Like, we're
Oh.
doing this tomorrow.
oh, all right, right.
I will be
Okay.
up 1 hour before sunrise and we'll cut them over.
Okay, deal. And so with that, he kind of like steps away. The night is finished. One more rouse check come morning. But Crowley will get an hour first. Hunger for Crowley, hunger for Ollie,
I eat 1 portion of meat as I wake up. I'm
and then
running
Dakota.
out.
Ooh.
Poor Grant is getting overwhelmed, exactly. And you don't go up in hunger. So just Crowley, who then undoes it, and then Ollie.
I am very
Uh,
low.
You and Grant spend the first hour picking these people up and moving them in their sunbags.
I would have ideally had Grant do that during the night because when I wake up, I have to do rituals very quickly.
Okay, so you want him to do that alone on the first hour?
Yeah.
It takes him the entire hour because, Ava's kind of dainty. Dakota ain't that big, but Ollie is a hell of a haul and like he's 7 foot almost. Like
If
he's
that's gonna be
just
a problem,
I'm-
I've probably
I'm-
got.
I'm just saying, I would have, like, if the dogs are there, I would have told the dogs to listen to Grant while I'm out until I wake
and-
up.
Yeah, I mean he can have.
They can help
the
him
best he
drag
can.
bags and stuff. Yeah.
Like grab this and start tugging at it the best you can. But he will get all the bags kind of loaded up nonchalantly in the back of this van. He tries to be smart about it. He puts Ollie at the base, Dakota next to him, and he gingerly lays Ava on top. Not sure if you're comfortable when you're sleeping. He doesn't understand that you're actually just kind of
Poor
dead body
guy.
corpses that are just there. So he's like trying to make you comfortable. And so you see him dragging him from the back through that whole hour. However, there's another scene that's happening in one of the private rooms in the back. Carly, what are you doing right this very minute?
So I get the coin out that I have from Liz. Get out a blade, cuts his hand, covers the coin in his vitae, and he's going to call Liz.
Are you going to do the host one first? That's the only one you need to do, right? Or do you have to call her forward first?
There is no guarantee she's still nearby.
Okay. Yeah, then go ahead and make that roll.
Success.
Oh, it didn't. Oh yeah, rousing success. Go ahead.
And the threshold on this is -2 because of the veil here.
Yep.
Messy critical.
Ooh, a messy critical. Okay, this is easy because you're doing a ritual. You're able to summon the spirit. The veil is thin, and not only that, as your vitae spills over the coin and your senses become mute, and instead of hearing chatter of the bar, you're now hearing the whispers of the dead, in unintelligible, unknowledgeable chaos all at once. But one voice is able to come through just ever so barely from the other side, whispering very simply, "I've been waiting."
Hi, Liz. Gonna go kill the fucker. You wanna ride?
You bleed a point of hunger and vitae on this messy critical as you spill a little too much vitae in the process.
Okay. I'm running out of corpse meat.
Messy critical.
Okay.
And so you said you wait. Are you here and you're waiting?
I said, all right, we're gonna go kill the fucker. You wanna ride?
You don't hear words. You simply feel a chill encompass your entire body as you, while don't technically feel anything, you can feel your undead skin still reacting unnaturally.
Okay, I will host the spirit.
Here we
I
go.
get more
Hunger goes up.
hungry.
So, what we see in the process as you spill your blood again is something a little different. A few things happen here in this ritual, and this is why it takes an hour, because it takes time. First, the vitae is spilled from the palms of his hands and coating the area, inscriptions that are nonsense to anybody but him fill the floor. The coins at the center, completely covered in that thick, sweet, kindred blood, spilling into the actual runes itself. And when the blood from the coin mixes with the runes themselves, almost on cue, we see Crowley open his mouth with a pair of pliers. He reaches into the back of his mouth, and with one molar, you hear a crack, crack, and then with one more tug, yank, and a tooth
I'd actually
comes
pull out my
forward.
two incisors.
Sure. And so crack, and then he goes back to the other one and clamps down and closes his eyes, and very patiently and without any really outward show of pain, crack, crack, and he pulls out another one. He places both teeth on each side of the coin. And from his pocket, having recently purchased a brown paper bag, you unroll it, and it's a little plastic tub on the inside. Squirming around in a small pool of water is a thick, long leech. It dangles and whirs, and look, it doesn't even try to latch onto your body. You're too cold. And like that, nonchalantly, he just throws it into his mouth. And right where the teeth once were, he chews. The blood from the missing tooth and the vitae coating as the leech is pierced from the bottom teeth, and you switch back and forth. And then as the end, you spit it out. The room goes dark. What little lights were lit in here via candles or anything else are completely blacked out. You are in darkness. The whispers, the chaotic whispers, go completely mute. Only one voice remains. And instead of resisting or whatnot, what do you offer, Liz?
The death of Malak, as agreed.
And that is your offering. And eagerly, as you say these words, you may host, I will host you, and in turn, you will have your vengeance. Like I said, the skin gets cold. And almost instantly, it all disappears. Sound returns, light comes back. Your vitae and your molars or your incisors are still laid on the floor and the runes are there, but they hold no power any longer. The blood has gone to a dark black and crusted over very quickly. But in the back of your mind, a small voice speaks to you. Tonight's the night, and I hope you don't do me wrong.
Always keep a promise.
And then in the back, the voice says words that you don't truly understand, but you truly feel her presence lingering inside you. You get your +2 to health and +2 to physical stats while you host this body.
And I'm
while you
hosting
host
her for 5 scenes. Of
5
time.
scenes, yeah, or basically to the end of the session.
Yeah.
And by the time you're done and you step out and you kind of can feel this unnatural difference in your body, you haven't done this before. It's knowledge that you've had, but there's been no need. It's been very dangerous to do it, especially in New York. But out here, as you stand taller, you actually carry yourself more confidently, not consciously at first until you realize your muscle definition has toned itself. You can feel more strength in every step, every movement, every punch you could potentially throw. You just feel stronger and more nimble. And when you walk out front, Grant is walking back in and kind of claps his hands. Job's done.
Right, Grant.
He's like sweating. Yeah.
Punch it.
He walks over to you, looks you up and down. What?
Drive the van.
Oh, and he's like, oh, okay. And he's like, yeah, let's go. And he just kind of walks over to the van itself, clearly not understanding anything you were saying, plops himself into the driver's seat, and you pop into the passenger side seat.
And I am going to eat more. Yep. I am almost
Is
out.
that your last bite here?
No, I think I have only the hearts left. I have 2 hearts. That's
Did you bring everything with you on this trip?
Everything.
Okay, so you just filled your bag with body parts.
Yeah, I literally like all these Tupperware boxes. I was like, I'm bringing them all. This is it.
Okay. So you just got hearts left. So he begins to drive, and the sun isn't fully set. And this is actually the first scene we have where we have a kindred and a ghoul, and the ghoul driving and the kindred in the passenger seat, and the sun is still out. It's almost crested over the horizon, but sun rays still spill between the buildings and blinding you when you hit certain directions. And he looks over to you and he says, not to be like weird.
Right.
It's weird. I thought that only happened like when he points to the sun, when the sun's up, you aren't supposed to be.
Yeah. I was never really one for rules.
Like a lot of you do that, or is it just like a new thing?
Not many.
Okay, got it. Did Ollie learn that?
Maybe.
Okay.
It's tough.
And he kind of just chews on these, like, I just don't want to ask too many questions and get too confused.
Fair enough.
And then he goes quiet. So unless you want to have conversation, I say you turn on the radio then and you let that ride, and music fills the van for the drive. Just as you're about to drive over Chinatown line, that's when everybody who's sleeping may rouse check me if you haven't already. I can't remember if you did. Did you guys rouse check for tonight?
Yeah,
No.
we did.
Oh yeah.
We've
yeah.
we've already rouse checked. Yeah.
So you don't
yeah.
check again, but much as though it always works, you closed your eyes in a sun bag the night before at Ollie's place. As your eyes snap open, your senses all come to suddenly. Ollie, Dakota, and Ava, you suddenly hear like the road. You can feel movement. You can hear cars rushing by, and you can hear the engine of the van as it crosses over the Chinatown line. Can everybody please make me resolve composure check as we all head into Chinatown?
Question
Answer.
about that. Can I rouse for a power before? Like as soon as I
What
wake?
power are you looking to use?
Defy Bane, which I just realized doesn't just up my superficial like damage, like turn it. It adds my 4 fortitude die to or dots to coercion, intimidation, seduction, or any other attempts to sway the user's mind against their will.
Yes, you can use it, but I think we asked this before. It doesn't affect the Chinatown rolls specifically.
That was unswayable mind.
Yeah,
Yes.
that one is more like like mundane methods of like seducing you, etc. It's not.
Okay,
supernatural.
okay, cool. Okay, cool. I just didn't know because, well, then never mind. I don't need to use it yet.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I don't know if you want to risk rousing a power that is not going to really do anything.
If it's not, if that one's not going to be any different than Unswayable Mind, then
As we get close, because we are running a little bit late and I need to knock the power out, I am gonna step out and I'm gonna move super fast and I'm just gonna take the power out if that's okay.
When we get close, when we get close, you can make that run and get to a power box that'll likely take out the power of the nearby buildings, whether it's a full block or it's like a distance from the power block. You don't know.
I'm sorry. What was the roll again, Matt?
Resolve composure.
Oh, just resolve composure. Okay, that's what I thought.
It's the basic first crossover roll.
Oof.
With one success, that's all you need. As you all cross over that line, everybody feels, but Dakota feels it so heavily. That first pull, it feels as though your body is in molasses. It's hard to maneuver through it, but a few minutes and a few seconds later, as you just take a moment to compose yourself and focus, you're able to shake off. It's always lingering. It's always like, it feels like it's always over you, but it's not weighing you down or slowing you down. None of you, but you do feel it. And it is a heavy feeling. Ollie, this is your first time feeling this? This is your first time feeling this.
Yep.
And it is uncomfortable feeling. Ollie, also, this is your first time in Chinatown. As you're driven in and you look out the windows, you notice the only thing different as you cross over is that the stars in the skies, as you crossed over that line, all disappear. What little stars aren't wiped out from the light pollution of Chicago once you cross over in Chinatown, all dissipate.
Black Knight.
Ollie he speaks up. We're driving into Chinatown. Everybody wakes up and you all kind of take a moment. You feel it. You take a moment to kind of let it wash over you. Ollie looks out the window and simply says, Black Knight.
Yeah, this is it.
Is this what it feels like?
Yeah.
Chat, clarify. Sway the mind and all that shit does not protect against what is happening in Chinatown. Chinatown is not a simple dominate power. It is storyteller specific. That is why it does not work.
Oh, that makes sense. So it's not a supernatural ability. It's something supernaturally larger than that.
It's supernaturally more powerful than a simple level 2, level 3
attempting to sway
discipline
the
power.
mind. It's attempting to completely take you over.
Take it over. Yeah.
You're dealing with a power that is rumored to be thousands of years old. Your sway the mind ain't gonna do shit against something that's been festering in Chinatown for potentially 10 years.
Mm-hmm. Dakota probably says nothing. She's ready for the fight. She's probably meditating, actually, which may be the first time any of you have seen that happen.
Crowley is humming Carry On My Wayward Son.
We've all donned different looking outfits than normal. We don't really look ourselves. Maybe some shades. Oh my god.
Not glasses, so.
None for you. As it gets close,
right.
There comes the point where Crowley says, like, this is my out. And so he flings open the passenger side door.
I will step out of a moving vehicle and move just as fast, if not faster.
Exactly. And he, with a thwip, disappears. You continue driving towards the parking lot while he goes and takes care of what needs to be done. And as you enter the parking lot, on cue, all of a sudden, all buildings, power is lost. Now, you can see other buildings with power, so it's clearly localized. But it's done, and eventually, as the car parks in where do you park? Do you park in the parking lot? Or do you park I'm assuming you park a little distance away.
I thought it was gonna be
because
right
if you don't
against
park in the
back
parking lot, if you do not park in the parking lot, Grant doesn't have good eyes on the building.
I thought it was
Right.
gonna be right against the back door, so he can go in as fast as
So
possible.
you
Go
want
in and get out.
So he'll wait just outside the parking lot for Crowley to return. Crowley returns, pops back in the passenger seat, and then he just floors it. He speeds by buildings. He's going to make a drive check because he's going to be.
Back, I get a stone and I'm going to lob it really hard at one of the cars out the front of the building and try and set the alarm off.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Well, that's up to you. Do you want him to drive by the front? Because he's just going to head toward the back.
Yeah,
but if you want him to
set an
detour
alarm off
toward
at
the front
and have him pull up at the back.
Right. So you want him to drive up front to drop you off or do something, then go in the back.
I won't get back in the vehicle. I'll just meet him at the back.
Drop you off at the front, meet in the back. Fine, that works for me. So you maybe you don't even meet him at the back door. You just or you in the passenger side. You just tell him you're going to head into the front and meet you in the back. So he's going to make a drive roll as he makes a Dex plus drive rather, as he makes his way recklessly through the streets, trying to get you to the back door as fast as possible. Because according in his mind, once Crowley steps out of the vehicle, it's now. It's game time. And so with 2 9s. He's able to drive well. He swerves and snakes between different cars, actually clips a parked car, taking out one of their rear view mirrors, like, sorry, and just kind of keeps driving. He looks to Ollie and is like, it's been a while, like since he's driven. But he barrels down the street and is able to get you to that building in relatively good time. He whirls up through the back end. There's a security car back there, but this time the security car is actually driving around the corner. And just as he's pulling into the parking lot, the security car pulls to the side of the building and just out of view. He whips up to the front door, quickly does like a 2-point turn where he turns right and then backs up. And he just doesn't slam it up against the door because, cops and stuff. He doesn't want too much. You guys talked about not being caught. Right. But he does drive it as close as he can, jams the brakes on, throws it in park. And he looks at the time, 9:03. You got, or rather, it's like 11:03. You got 15 fucking minutes, I guess. And he just looks at the 3 of you.
I thought we decided on 20. Fuck. And
I thought 15 to 20 minutes,
15.
whatever.
I was much more happy with 15.
Yeah, I was about. Well, if you think I think we can do this in 15 minutes, I genuinely believe you're underestimating. Oh, you keep saying in and out, and I know that nothing we ever do is in and out.
I mean, a lot of what Ava
we're gonna lose our ride.
I look at the pooches and I say, "Stay here. Nobody touches Grant."
They both stay, like, sit at attention, ears up and ready.
And I say, and nobody leaves this building before we do.
And then one just starts growling. The other one just is wagging his tail.
Great. Stay.
Have I set the alarm at the front?
I kick.
At that point, as you step out, you actually hear a loud crack and woot, 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 like up front from a car, like a car alarm going off.
Oh, the car alarm going off?
Yeah.
Great.
And then Crowley makes his way to the back, and just as you're stepping out of the car, telling him the dogs to stay, Crowley's like, and he disappears.
Door.
Door. Who reaches for the door first?
Is there a security guard, or is he inside the door? Or
the security guard was in the car, and he just turned around to the corner, so he didn't see you.
Sense the unseen.
Do you take time to do sense the unseen, or are people just going for the door?
I just want to check if there's a ward on the door or anything.
You have to make an opposed roll to see if there's a ward on the door.
Okay, I will roll it.
Yep, I'll get you the exact roll. I have it bookmarked. 1 second.
It is resolve plus all specs.
For you, yes.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of rousing happening.
It is 1. I think you're okay.
Yeah, I think you're going to be fine.
Okay. Dakota rouses for Defy Bane, nonetheless.
Wait, where the heck is Ward against Canine? Where'd it go?
It's the really painful one.
No, I know what it is. I'm looking for the roll. It needs to. It gets, because when you roll it gets an opposed roll to not be detected.
Okay. In theory, then I should have rolled
Intelligence Blood Sorcery. You're supposed to roll Intelligence All Specs, and it's versus Intelligence Blood Sorcery to notice it.
Oh, Intelligence All Specs.
Hmm.
Okay, that's weird.
Yep.
Sure, I can do that. 1 sec.
However, a vampire examining the ward with Auspex, with a successful roll of Intelligence plus Auspex versus Intelligence Blood Sorcery, you see and know who put the name of the person who put the ward on.
Okay, I'll roll Intelligence 3.
Nice.
One, two.
Bam.
And so, with Sense the Unseen on, you actually do see, for a moment, symbols in a translucent blood. However, the name, it's not a name that's put on, but it's the witch of the witch of the yards is the one that put the wards on here.
Okay, don't touch the door. That fucker is gonna hurt. Also, apparently it was made by someone called the Witch of the Yards.
I mean, you met her.
I did not.
Oh, I thought Crowley was there for some reason.
Why would she put a ward here?
Yeah.
Now that immediately raises a question for Ava. 1, why did she need to track him if she's the one that warded this building? She tracked for you.
You're right.
But it answers another question. You can't track somebody unless you know their face. and she just was able to track this man.
I bet he paid her toward this building.
Right.
You know, she does favors for favors, and she's an autarchus.
Why don't we be fast about this? Ollie, can you, like, take out some of the brickwork and make the door fall forwards?
Yeah. It shouldn't be a problem. What's around? What do we have immediately? Like
the building in front of you, windows next to the building that you can see into offices on the right, the hallway on the left, behind you, an empty parking lot, and you know the car alarm's going out up front, and you know the security guard was heading to the front, might even be distracted up front, and that's it. You don't see anybody walking around on the first floor right now.
Are there any of the cement stoppers in the parking lot where people can't like kind of?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they're all over the place.
All right, then I've already activated my my prowess for this, so I'm gonna tear this thing off the ground and
please do strength brawl me, baby.
Got it.
So he probably knows her.
FYI, Mathis, I roused for that. Took a hunger, but I did rouse for Defy Bane.
Okay.
Plus my potence.
I mean, it's just you're going to rip this thing out of the ground, so it's not even like that hard. So Dakota suggests that Ollie just looks behind him. He just walks over to the nearest cement stop, puts his hand around it, and just you can hear and see the tar underneath cracking as the metal bars that hold the metal rebar that holds it in place at both ends just gets ripped up off of it. Dirt starts kicking up, and in a swift motion, just and now in his hand, you just have this fucking cement stopper.
Wow, that's impressive.
There's two holes in the tar in the parking lot now. Obviously smallish. It's not like you ripped out these huge holes, but where the rebar was in, it gave way. They were kind of anchored in there.
Right. And I'm gonna huck it through the window, or at least the door.
Oh, you're gonna huck it through the door? Ooh, okay. Can I get a strength athletics roll as you're just gonna throw this freaking? Oh, it's one-handed. Well, are you throwing it one hand? It's fuck. Technically, it would be like a two-handed throw, but you're big and you're super strong. Just give me strength athletics. Okay. I was gonna say dex athletics because that's technically a one-handed thrown, but this is kind of weird, and maybe you're holding with two hands and just throw it.
Whatever I get plus the potence of 5. So 4 successes.
So
5.
you kind of pick this thing, rip it out of the ground, you weigh it a little bit in your hands, and you walk over to the door, and without touching it, you just kind of reel back, and almost like a spear, you just throw it forward, and it just crashes through the door. Glass scatters and slids against the tile ground beforehand. The metal bends and is able to kind of like creak open a bit. And if they weren't aware before, they are certainly aware now.
Go.
And so go.
All right.
I'm activating my fleetness.
I'm going to activate Feral Weapons.
Feral Weapons.
Good.
God damn. I'm so hungry when this is over. I
And
hope
I'm
somebody in
gonna
here is
start
mortal so I
stealthing.
can
I'm
eat
gonna
them.
like run a little bit ahead of the group, and I'm just gonna try and keep to the shadows as I'm moving.
Okay.
You said the stairwell was just to the left as we entered?
Just to the left as you entered. It goes up and down. It's like those metal stairwells that just kind of go up and down in a Z shape.
Yep.
I hit Unseen Passage. Hunger up 3.
Okay.
9 successes on my stealth.
Holy shit.
And you're doing what
Shit.
specifically?
I
go to
am
everybody else.
using fleetness and shadow cloak. And I'm keeping to the shadows in front as we're moving forwards.
All right. So then that's fine. Ollie, you go completely silent
And invisible.
and invisible, and you're going to make your way down the stairs. You all heading downstairs is the question I guess I have for you. Everybody just going to file in and get downstairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Fine,
I make
that's fine.
Ava stay at the back, though.
Ava, you're
Yeah.
just gonna trail behind in the
Yeah,
back. I mean, going
in
into
case-
combat situations already is dangerous as a Toreador because most of your powers don't work in combat unless you specifically look for the more powerful ones. So it's probably best to let the people who hit stay in front. When you need to talk, that's where you come in, baby. So quickly, Crowley makes his way downstairs. He kind of flips out, fleet of foot, more or less, down the stairs, goes keeping the shadows in front of him. Do you need to roll anything for the shadow one, or is it just do it, give you a
flat
bonus?
one.
Okay, I'm going to make a couple rolls.
Ooh.
The second one doesn't see anything, but Crowley, as you're making your way down the stairs, there are two people coming up. It's kind of a narrow stairwell, so they kind of have to sit one behind the other. There's this. You see them as you hit the landing before you make your way into the basement, and you see them both quickly heading up. One actually has like a knife in his hand. The other one isn't holding anything. The one with the knife in his hand is up front, and they're hurriedly making their way up the stairs, clearly like looking around. You know, Dakota, like at the very least, Dakota and Ava can't hide, and they're halfway up the other side of the stairs. If they come this landing and turn a corner, they will see them.
Okay, I'll wait until the last moment where
Ollie, you're gonna see this as well before the other two see, because you went next and you're quiet as well. Yeah. So it's gonna be like Crowley's on the landing, and then Ollie is like 3 stairs before the landing, and then they're halfway up the stairs coming to the landing. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna. I know what I'll do. It's a spiral staircase down, right?
Z staircase. So
Z. Yeah.
And then down,
just
and
as
then
they
landing.
turn the corner that we're about to see Dakota and Ava, I'm gonna use my what the hell is it called? I forgot the name of it. The blade on the chain thing.
Yeah, I knew what you're talking about. That you want to make that attack move.
Yeah, but I'm actually gonna try and like throw it and then grapple one of them and pull them over the edge.
So you're gonna stay. So you're on the landing. You want to yank them and like send them down to the basement, basically,
Yeah,
pull them over the ledge
possible.
and put them down in the basement. It's not a long fall, but it could hurt.
Yeah.
So that's what you're gonna do. Ollie, what are you gonna do? You see them as well, so you don't know what Crowley is right now, but you know he's close because he also is using the shadows to hide.
Well, then I'll keep walking. If they get to me, then I'll take them out.
I'll say that you're gonna run into them. Like, as you're about to run into them. So do you just punch one of them?
They just look like regular dudes.
They just look like regular dudes to you.
Okay, then I'm just gonna. I don't know if I want to kill them. I just want to put them into the wall.
Pick one and just slam one into the wall and pin them. Okay. Dakota, when you're just going to keep making your way downstairs, and so is Ava. Unfortunately, no combat right now for both of them. However, I need
That's
Dakota and Ava to make me a wits awareness check. The other two, I can't. You're too far downstairs. Ava, good. And 3. So Dakota and Ava, what you hear is on the first floor. You actually hear echoed footsteps that sound like more than one moving at a high speed coming down the hallway.
Oh,
So
shit.
that's what you hear on your turn. It's not your turn. What are you going to do on your turn knowing that?
Gotta move quickly.
Is the van right outside the back door?
Yep. It's not far. It's like you could walk in around.
And-
You could be in the van.
And you could see it from
Oh
the
yeah,
back
you
door.
can definitely see the back of the van. Though you can't see the. Grant hasn't stepped out of the car and is facing the door, so no, you can't see Grant's face just with the way the car is parked. If that's your concern.
Okay. Well, if there's nobody ahead of us, and I know Ollie is in front of me, I will trade places with Ava. Putting Ava between us so that I'm
Okay,
at
so
the
put
back.
her in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I hear footsteps coming. How far down the stairwell am I? Not far?
You're like towards the top. You and Ava are more towards the top.
I
You were
simply-
at the very top, but if you switch with Ava, you'll be a couple stairs down.
Right. So I look at Ava, like I look down to her and I simply go shh. And I'll creep back up just around the corner before the stairs so I can grab whoever's coming round.
You mean so you want to grab the person coming up the stairs? Is
Yeah,
that what
you
I
said
heard?
we heard people coming from upstairs towards us, yes.
On the first floor in the hall. My bad. Not up the stairs. On the first floor, you have people coming down the hallway on the other
they're
end.
gonna end up seeing
And-
Grant's van.
You're about to be sandwiched on the first floor
And
and the people coming
multiple.
up the stairs. So you've got people coming down the
Right.
hall on the first floor.
So I can't go back up and wait on them?
You can, but they're not coming up they're not coming from the second floor down. They're on the first floor coming down.
Aren't we on the
misheard you.
first floor?
Exactly. And you didn't see them because they were at the other end of the building in a different
They're
part
coming
of the
down
office.
a long hallway towards the van, I think. And
Yes,
we've jumped
exactly.
into
Great.
the
Right.
van.
So I still want to be able to hide and wait for them because if they're coming this way, I'm basically I just want to be able to put myself in a place to take them out as they come
Sure,
this
that's
direction.
fine. My understanding was that you were waiting for people to come down from upstairs, and I was
Oh,
like,
no,
"There's
no,
nobody
no,
coming
no,
up
no,
from there."
no, 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 no. I want
That's
to
fine.
wait at the top of the stairs for them to
Oh,
pass
I got
by.
you. I got you. Dex stealth. And Ava,
you
what are
need-
you gonna do? Do you go up
Do you
with
need
her?
Do you need help, Dakota?
Well, I mean, you hear people running down the hallway. You don't have time to like.
I just simply say shh, and I'll actually take the both of us and press us against the wall.
Okay, so she brings
I'll
you
stay
up the
with her.
stairs on the next landing between floor 1 and floor 2, and you kind of watching down the stairs. Cool. They move. That's on their turn. It happens at the same time Ava and Dakota do their thing on their stairs. Meanwhile, the two people who are about to be surprise attacked have no idea what's about to happen. So you may both make me your attack rolls. And I'm not looking for much here.
5.
It's like a synchronized
Teamwork.
attack as they both come up the stairs and they round on the platform. But before they can even act, Ollie comes out of nowhere, just is suddenly there. And before they can say a word, Ollie's freaking hand just grabs his chest and just kind of hoists him up to his tippy toes and slams him up against the concrete wall. And right when Ollie's going for the other one at the same time, right out of the shadows, not too far from you, a chain kind of flies out from the shadows, wraps around the dude's arm before you're able to grab him, and he gets yanked, doing obviously the damage, but he hits the bar. And then with a ting, you hear he goes end over end over the bar and falls half a floor down to the basement again, where you just hear. And but the guy Ollie has, you do 5 on top of that, right?
Yes.
Because you're just looking to do damage. You're not looking to grapple him. Granted, you're pinning him against the wall, but what you're really you're going to do full damage, not holding back.
Yeah.
Okay. So you slam him against the wall, and first you feel his collarbones kind of collapse in on themselves as they snap, and he goes to scream before he can. All the air in his lungs go out as his ribs also get crunched and collapse under the pressure. And he just and slinks into uselessness, desperately gasping for breath, but it only lasts a little while before he goes unconscious and he slumps down to the ground. Next round. You're not sure if the guy who fell is dead. Ollie and Crowley can both see each other. There's like this moment of probably just acknowledgement. You knew you were both there on the landing. Dakota and Ava, you can still hear the people coming down the hall. They're very close now. They'll probably wheel around the corner in the next turn. So I imagine Dakota's waiting to attack when they get seen around the corner. Ava, what are you trying to do? What are you going to, is there anything Ava wants to do when or if she sees them?
If they see us and draw attention to us, I'm gonna activate awe so they can just keep attention.
Awe, as somebody who's been reading the rules lately, awe does not work in combat.
Yep.
Man, I got no
higher
combat
powers
ability.
do. The higher powers do. That's what shit like where entrancement in the higher ends, because it's individual. But if awe was able to do what we thought it did, it'd be powerful as fuck.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what do you have for abilities right now? Let's start going through them. Obviously, Premonition doesn't do jack shit.
I don't think you have any combat ones.
No.
I don't know if entrancement
Since
enough, but I
unseen.
think level 3 is where it starts getting useful in that regard.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll just have to keep back then.
Okay.
and-
You know what, Dakota? When I press this against the wall, I look at Ava, and I go, "Make sure they don't see me." Can I climb up the wall and be on top of the door frame? I just say,
Do you
draw
have
their
the same
attention.
ability that Ollie has in order to climb up walls like super easy? Because if not, you can. It's just going to take a roll, and it's
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
be more
thinking this is
difficult.
going to be more parkour.
Yeah, exactly.
But I have to, like,
you want
pew,
to
pew, pew,
where
up
do you
the
want to
top.
go? You want to perch yourself where?
I basically want to perch myself over the doorway and use Ava as bait.
Use Ava as bait. Yeah, a dex.
I'll create a
Dex
distraction. I'll like
athletics
make a
is not that sort of
noise.
thing.
I was thinking dex athletics, but I was also thinking strength would make sense because you're kind of like trying to hold yourself in a very
Yeah.
bizarre position. And she's not trying to do it super elegantly. She's trying to just do it for last minute. But
Yeah.
I still think dex athletics makes sense because you're trying to hide. So you
Okay.
kind of have to be a little nimble on that regard.
Okay, so not strength, but dexterity.
Yeah, dexterity. Sorry, I decided to talk myself through it
Got
for
a
a
2.
minute.
And
Okay.
I have my claws. My claws are out. I don't know if that makes a difference in clawing my way up to the top, literally.
The next thing you want to look towards, by the way, Ava, dread gaze is where you start using combat and just looking people in the eyes and just basically being like, you're fucked.
Oh, I'm just saying, celerity.
Celerity's good as well.
Yeah,
It
I
doesn't
don't
do
have
anything
celerity.
to really attack in combat, though.
Mm-hmm.
I only have presence and aspects, but that's okay.
I
All
mean,
good.
you have experience. You can easily burn it into that as well. It depends if you want to be more social, if you want to be more combat focused as Vittoria your door. Everybody has to specialize.
Yep.
So you were able to, with 2 successes, you see Dakota quickly kind of hoist herself up over the door and like weirdly sprawl her limbs out and kind of like pin herself up against the door. if you're going to try and you be a honeypot when they wheel the corner, I'm going to need you to make me a roll here in a minute, but that's what you're going to do. Ollie and Crowley, the person who fell over the bar, you're not sure if he's dead, but you did a lot of damage. And you're not sure if there's anybody else down towards the basement. What do the two of you do? Do you just continue making your way down the stairs?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna
so two of you spend the round.
Broken my stealth. Do I need to re-roll that, or because it was a one hit?
Well, you stepped out and did an attack roll, so hiding in shadows and all that stuff is all busted. All of you. Really, so if you want to stealth again, you need to re-roll everything.
Yeah, I will do.
Combat brings you out.
I'm not.
Yeah, Ollie's like, fuck it, I'm out now. So let's do it.
12 critical.
Gross.
So you're stealth. You're stealth and you're fast. Okay. So the two of you make your way down the stairs. That's your turn. When you make your way downstairs, we'll get to what the basement looks like in a second. Upstairs, the feet finally make sense as three people wheel around the corner. It's a girl, maybe no more than 19 or 20 years old, and two men that one looks like he's in his 40s. The other one looks like he's in his 20s. They're all wearing kind of just casual clothes, jeans and a t-shirt on one of them. The girl's got leggings on and just like a tank top that has like this very artistic blood spatter on it. And then the other one, the other guy he's wearing like a polo and like khakis. That's the older guy. They look over, they see Ava. Ava, you want to try and draw them toward you, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to need from you no powers, but a manipulation plus. You can do persuasion. You can do subterfuge. It's up to you. Subterfuge is more maybe you're going to like pretend that you're scared and you start running up the stairs. Persuasion, you can even intimidate if you want. I just don't think Ava has anything to intimidate.
I'm gonna
basically, how do you want to draw them to you? How are you looking to draw them?
Afraid, like just put my hands up.
That's simple manipulation subterfuge because you're just lying. You're just trying to get them to follow you. And so you act kind of nervous and you're like, oh shit. And Ava's easy. Ava's easy, but also it's easy for Ava to portray emotions as well. And so instantly they wheel around, your eyes go wide, your mouth drops open just a little bit. You have a hand kind of come up and then you look to run up the stairs. You begin to run up the stairs. That's when the woman says, "There's got to be one of them," and starts chasing. They come out from under the door.
Wonderful.
And Dakota,
as all three of them stepped in, I just want to toss my body on all three of them. I just want to take them all down. Yeah. I mean, claws are blazing, and if I can hit one of them, wonderful. Maybe into the first one.
Or are you just looking to try to hit as just one of them?
I don't want them to get to Ava, and I don't want them flanking them.
So you want to just drop on the first one that crosses over and just cause an issue for the next one?
Yeah.
That's totally fine. We're gonna go
you know
ahead.
what? Can I wait for them to cross in because I want to put myself between me and their exit?
So you want to let them crawl through? So we'll say your turn is your turn is them walking through, and your dex stealth check just being quiet and they don't notice. So give me a dex stealth check, please. That'll be your turn.
Another one, damn it.
I know. But it's hard when you're growling too and you're like fiending to murder. The beast is clawing.
I know. I'm gonna eat one of them. I can feel it.
Save me the leftovers.
Oh no!
As you walk,
they smell so good.
You walk through, and as the older gentleman walks through, he actually, unlike the two younger ones, he takes a minute and just looks around just to be so sure. And he looks up and he like he catches your hand, and then he looks up and sees you. But that'll pick up on the next round.
Okay.
Next round. Ollie and Crowley, you make your way down into the basement. This catches both of you completely off guard. Either the businesses know what's going on down here, or the only true business is the business that Malik has been operating here. You're not sure because there's no guard, there's no door, there's no lock. The entire basement floor has been completely retrofitted to be this man's haven. There are symbols scrawled on the wall, some in marker, some in blood. There's papers and newspapers scattered everywhere. Some are taped up onto the wall. Others have a nail that have been hammered into the piece of paper. Concrete and drywall have chipped away. Also, you have a couple of figures in the back that are running towards you. They're not. They just look like more of the ones they've already seen in here. And there is in the back of the basement, sequestered off, what looks like really cheap drywall that has been put into the corner, and a steel door that have been put right into that like cheap drywall. Beyond that, you actually see a cut up cadaver sitting on a table not too far from here. It still has its right arm and its head attached, but both legs and its left arm are completely missing. On another table, likely a corpse was there at some point because a mess of dried blood and viscera is scattered across the floor as well. And, well, unless you purposely smell, then you smell nothing. But in the back of your mind, Crowley, as you make your way down here, there is just a guttural, deep, angry growl.
All right, calm down. We're nearly there.
Did the two of you do anything else?
I'm gonna keep stealthing forwards.
Are you prepared to fight the two that are coming at you? Is that the plan?
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait
because they're gonna make an
go
attack
past
on
me.
you, and you're gonna get an attack on them. They're not carrying any ranged weaponry at all. One has a stake, and the other has a sword of some sort.
I will wait until they go past me, and then out of the shadows, I'll straight up attack.
Well, the only one they see is Ollie, so they're gonna run by you and gun for Ollie here in a moment. So you want to wait for them to run up to Ollie and then attack them and basically peel away one of them as the other one fights
just as
Ollie.
they're about to get to Ollie, I want to be able to like attack from behind, maybe take him off guard and surprise him, and then.
Ollie, what are you going to do when they get to you? Because they're going to get to you in this turn. Your action is going to be basically they're going to attack you, you're going to attack them, or you're going to dodge. What do you want?
Man, question. What happens if I see something that might like trigger Ollie from like a moment from his past?
Frenzy, my friend. What is triggering to you?
Someone's running at me with a sword. The last guy.
Yes,
that
there
I
is.
fought,
Does Ollie, did Ollie internalize that as a fear?
Yes, definitely.
Fear,
yes.
Then go ahead, fear frenzy me. Fear frenzy check, please. Against 2. There's that immediate gut reaction of like, oh fuck, not again. But as they get closer, you do not feel that same holy presence that pressured and pressed upon you, and suddenly that fear of what could be dissipates before the beast gets the better of you.
Then, not knowing what Crowley's going to do, I'm going to target that guy first. The stake is scary, but swords, me no likey.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so he's going to make an attack on you while you make an attack on him. Crowley, you make a surprise attack on the other guy. So it's only going to be against, unfortunately, he's only going to get a one defense on that.
I am defending a Coterie member, so I assume my protection
yes, absolutely. This is part of your bloodline, more or less.
I got 8 successes.
You got 8 successes plus your potence.
Yes.
And Crowley?
Give me a second.
He's going to get an attack on you, but he gets an attack. It ain't going to be great. This is against Ollie. Yeah, no. You fucking obliterate the fucker. And then Crowley with 7, a critical success on this guy. And I apologize. Are you going to just kill this dude? I mean, you're going to end up like...
start killing things!
But here's what... They're going after your friend. They're clearly with intent to kill. It's not going to kill you, like stain your humanity. Remember, I talked about that at the end of season 1, beginning of season 2. When combat like this is happening, you don't worry about staining your character all that much because combat kind of needs to happen every so often. So
actually, considering the setting and they're okay with
and
this,
what's going on, yeah, exactly. So Crowley,
I just go out with the blade,
the chained
and it
dagger,
just goes straight through the back of his mouth.
Yeah. And that's what happens. Like he's running forward, like about to say something. And as he's about to scream it, as the mouth opens, just Ollie, you see the chain appear again, but this time it doesn't wrap around anything. It just goes right into the opening of the mouth, right into the back of his throat. Is a gurgle for a minute, but he just collapses to the ground. You can't do much, however, because the guy with the sword is about to swing, not really realizing what's happening. But unfortunately for him as well, even though he rolled a decent number of dice, he didn't roll very well. And so as he swings at you with the sword, even though you're big, you're intimidating. And with a simple boxer maneuver, you're able to dip and dodge out of his swing that is so clearly untrained. And with one punch, you go through his chest. Blood spatters to the ground. His eyes widen, but he says nothing. And he collapses to the ground. Upstairs.
His body off.
Yeah. Upstairs. Ava, you have throwing knives. Would you like to throw a knife at the guy in front? You have combat. Like it's not that you can't do anything. It's just that your disciplines don't do much in combat.
I just wasn't sure if we were trying to kill these people.
You gave yourself a 15-20 minute limit, so that requires fast action.
All right. Yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna go for the first guy.
So you're going to do a Dex Athletics check to huck your throwing knife as he makes his way up the stairs. Meanwhile, Dakota, the guy at the back, is looking at you, and you're going to drop down on top of him.
They're mortal?
You don't know. They seem mortal. They have warm skin, but that could be Thin Bloods.
That's true.
You know that Malik, or at least believed to be whoever's down here, Malik or not, has been fucking with Thin Bloods. So it's possible they're Thin Bloods. You're not sure.
I was about to say, I feel like I can smell them, but I might be wrong about that. Maybe not anymore.
You can smell the resonance of the blood, I think. I don't think you can smell the beast.
No. I can smell mortal. As a gangrel, I can smell mortals.
Go ahead and make me a wit survival roll, please. As you take in the air for a quick test. You're not like smelling and taking your time. You have seconds to do it. It's something that Dakota thought of really last moment. Are these mortals?
It's just like,
yeah, exactly. So with 3 successes, 2 of these 3 come off smelling like mortals.
But I don't know which one it's coming from.
The young girl you believe is the one that doesn't smell like a mortal.
Perfect. Fat guy that just walked through the door.
Yeah, you're going to drop on top of him.
I'm going to drop on him.
And he's going to get an attack on top of you, but you're just going to strength brawl him.
I was about to say, can I grapple him? If I'm dropping down, I grapple and then I get the extra dice.
It's still a strength brawl, though, but yes, you can.
Okay. And I have the claws, so maybe I'd like to sink them in. If I'm diving, I'd like to sink them into his throat, his chest, so he can't scream.
If you bore your claws, keep in mind that's aggravated damage.
Correct.
So it's very lethal to humans.
Correct.
Okay.
I also need to feed, so
so he's gonna try and attack you because he doesn't get a surprise attack because he saw you at the end of last turn.
Right. So hang on. Okay, let me go back. So brawl is strength brawl plus the extra 1 for the grapple. So there's a 5 success there.
Well, you beat my 3 successes. So
Fantastic.
you drop from the door frame and you just land on top of him, like you said, sinking your claws into his shoulder and his collarbones and just pinning him to the ground, blood pouring out, and he's screaming in pain. No, what did you do? You're not going to kill him though. You just want to pin him and grapple him.
I want to pin him and drink him.
And so, okay, you want to feed? That's an attack roll on the next turn. So
great.
You pin him,
I basically want to pin him. Yep.
Ava, you rolled. You can willpower and re-roll those 3. You can just say fuck it. It doesn't matter.
Okay, I'll willpower reroll.
Okay, give me a 3d10 reroll, and you get 2 successes this time. Plus, what does a throwing knife do for additional damage? 1 or 2? 2. Okay. So, Ava, as you're running up the stairs, making your way up to the 2nd floor, they wheel around. Before you can even get you slip the dagger out of your sleeve. You actually hear a thud and a collide. You clearly hear Dakota growling over this person as the person screaming in pain. You assume she's fine. You don't have time to look as the girl walks around the corner, and you just very quickly throw a dagger. It slides out from your sleeve and it just hits her in the shoulder, and she's like, "Fuck, bitch!" And she's moving up to take a hit at you now and see if she can do anything.
Okay.
Not 3d1. Try that again.
I got so excited.
Me too.
I got really excited.
Okay. And you were able to you sink the dagger in her as she comes up wildly trying to stab you with a knife of some sort. You're able to quickly move out of the way. She's sloppy and the pain threw her off. However, the other guy gets an attack on you now.
Okay.
And he's going to get an extra die here. And he's actually going to get a stab on you for a total of, how much do you ignore?
Athletics.
Well, Dex Athletics, but she gets -1 though because she's facing 2, correct? Dex Athletics -1 for the second one because she used all of her dice on the first one.
First one, yep.
So she gets a -1 on her Dex Athletics here, and she's going to get stabbed for a total of.
Willpower.
You could willpower 2 of those die, but willpower is very, very precious for Ava.
I'll hold on to it.
Okay.
I'll take the hit.
Okay, you take the hit, and so you're going to go ahead and you're going to go and take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. 5. It's not aggravated. Keep that in mind. No, not the X, just the slash.
Oh, so you halve it and then round up. So you take
halve it and round up 3. But he hits you for 5, so you take 3 slashing. There you go.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Leave it just like that.
Woof.
Okay.
All right.
Last round of combat before we wrap this thing up. Ollie and Crowley downstairs. They're dead. You have the room in front of you, and you hear a kerfuffle upstairs, but it's muted because it's kind of 1.5 to 2 floors above you. Whether you trust Ava and Dakota to handle it or not is up to you. But the 2 of you are standing in this room of body parts, blood, symbols, and random stuff. What in the clearly like not belonging to original blueprints plastered wall in the back.
Yeah, panic room. I'm going to just quickly look at the door and make sure it's not warded as well. And I think I'll just look over at Ollie and be like, you want to take out the door?
Not warded, it's easy.
I will.
Go ahead and give me a check on the ward.
And
it'll get
one time I roll intelligence.
So it's intelligence aspects for you.
Yeah, I need to flip my thing every time because it's the one time it's actually intelligence.
2. You sense no wards.
Oh my
Right, there are no wards as far as
Yeah,
I
you're
can
like,
see.
oh, it's not warded. You don't sense anything.
Okay.
You're just gonna walk up and punch it. I
mean,
know
you
you're.
said-
I know meta. You know there's something there, but in game, your character has no idea.
Like, this is just like a corner that's been walled off?
It is a corner that has been drywalled off. That is not matching. It wasn't there in the blueprints. It doesn't match anything here, and it looks ramshackle and half-assed, minus the steel door that's there.
Fuck the door. Go through the wall.
If it's drywall, it's probably easier than the steel door.
No, there's
Even
no
if
way.
it's fucking brick, you could probably break through it.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be the case. Damn it, I don't. Make choices here. If the door is easiest, I'll just leave it to a detail.
Punch the door. Strength plus brawl. You go to punch the door. What ends up happening is it doesn't matter. You take 1 point of aggravated damage. You are now aware that there is a ward there, and now you can make attempts to try and bypass it, which require other rolls. So take 1 point of aggravated damage. As you go to punch the wall and your fist collides, it's like there's a thin barrier there, and it sends in a shock through your body.
Ah,
And it just- exactly.
I might be wrong about that one.
Okay. I go for the wall.
Okay, I gotta make a roll. Oh, no, I don't need a roll. You go for a wall. Strength plus brawl.
Yeah. Strength, brawl. 4 successes. A willpower.
You're welcome to willpower. You have 3.
Good call. It's probably really reinforced.
I got 1 more success. 5.
5 successes. You are still going to take, because the ward is actually a zone. It's a
Sure.
area. You're still going to take damage. However, because it's not a steel door and the ward's its strongest at its center point, you crush through the drywall. You still are going to take an additional 2 aggravated damage on top of that, as it just fucking rips through your body. But there's a hole there. However, unfortunately, and you will know this, the ward is still like there-ish, but just try not to touch the things it's warding.
Okay. All right.
And furthermore, when the wall collapses forward and you're able to see inside, standing there, there's a completely bare room. There are no bodies, there are no symbols, there are no newspapers, there's not even a cot, there's no coffin. Standing alone by himself in the corner of the room, there's a man with wiry white hair, thick bottle cap glasses, but one of them is missing. So he's just got one really big eye that's being magnified, and the other one just kind of normal, and it squints really heavily. Wrinkles across his face and a wiry beard. He's in old, ripped up clothing soaked in dried blood. And in both of his hands, his nails are long, dirty, and just unclean in general. He looks wide-eyed to the hole in the wall. His wide eye kind of like really big, and the other one just squinted, and he just watches. And
Unerring aim.
You what?
Did I take 1 point or 2 more points?
2 more points.
Yeah, it was rough.
I've got 3 aggravated damage.
You have 3 aggravated damage. It's going to take to heal.
So range attack at difficulty 1.
That's the round. We got to go back to the top.
Yeah.
You get to the stairs. You punch the wall down. Dakota's still sitting on top of somebody. Ava's still throwing darts at somebody, a girl, and there's a man in between who's fighting as well. Dakota, what are you going to do? You're going to attack. You're going to bite.
Okay, you know what? I've got this guy pinned.
Yeah, you can just drink him. That
Can
literally
I
counts
pick
as an
him up
attack.
and throw him
Yes, absolutely.
down at the other two? Hell
Yeah,
yeah, he is the weapon.
Absolutely. So this is going to be a strength athletics roll as you lift this body who's damaged, and he's going to try and fight back to get out, but we'll see how he does.
Okay, I hope this isn't a 4 successes.
Which beats my 3 successes.
What's up?
And so he's fucking struggling, and he's trying.
Like,
He's actually
Duck
throwing punches.
Ava!
You hear Duck Ava, and as you look over, this bigger of the 3 of them body in his polo shirt and khakis gets hurled up the stairs. And as it comes flying, careening, and his hands are flailing, he collides with the 2 others, hitting them against the wall and knocking them all prone all at once in front of you. Ava, if you'd like to make an attack on a prone person, you may.
Now's a
Mayho, go
good
ahead
time.
and make. You don't need to roll many successes here. You have
All
another
right.
throwing knife that you can just use as a melee weapon and stab.
I'll do that.
I can definitely
sorry,
imagine
it was-
Ava going postal here after being attacked. You'd just be like, no!
Dex athletics.
Dex
you
athletics
said?
for this one. Dex athletics for this one.
1.
They don't get to fight back, and so knocked on the ground, pinned. You already did damage to this other girl. You just slide the dagger into her throat and just pull up while ripping, and you just cut her throat open, and she begins to bleed and pour blood profusely. Now, as you watch the blood pour from her throat, it doesn't happen like it would in a human. It doesn't pour out freely. It's thick and it burbles and gurgles down. And while you can see the wounds on her slowly healing, she's bleeding out faster than she can heal. And after a few flashing moments of struggle, she kind of gives up the grip on her weapon, loosens as it tumbles to the ground and clatters with the plastic, and she dies underneath you. The heavy guy on top, the guy who was on top, something broke. You heard a snap, and then he just laid unconscious on top of him. The only one alive is the one in the middle. And flanked by 2 femme fatales, it doesn't take long before. Would you like to feed on him, Dakota?
Yeah. Why not?
And so you feed. This one, however, like the other one, seems mortal. And when you drink this one's blood, it is indeed a mortal's blood.
Wonderful. I would like to feed, and I guess on our way down, because we're gonna go meet them now,
You're gonna
right?
go meet downstairs.
I will rouse for my last thing for toughness, because this is where shit gets real. Okay, great. This is why I fed. Wonderful. Okay, now toughness is on too, so.
As you make your way downstairs, you make your way down to the basement. When you hear the wall collapse, you're in the room and you see the same horrifying sight that you saw. And Ava, as the person is, even though a little distance away, they have familiar features to what you saw, standing alone in a room that is rather unfortunate. But before we have that conversation, are we missing anybody next week? We'll leave it
I
there.
don't think
Oh
so.
no!
No!
Fuck,
I'm
man,
sorry,
this-
game. I was
No,
okay.
we still have 2 minutes!
No!
We can kill him in 2 minutes!
You could kill him in 2 minutes. You could. But what would that leave you with? A dead man on the floor that we come back to and have to deal with the ramifications of anyway.
Okay.
And so we will stop here, as there may be opportunity to, if somebody wants to converse with him at some point. But I think it's literally the perfect spot to end this. I know you can be mad at me, but you'll feel better in a couple
Okay,
days.
good. I'm mad at you.
No, I won't feel better until next Saturday. This is what happens. I told EE I had fever dreams about the Roll For It crew and Vampire and weird things that happened while I was sick this past week. Like obsessive levels. Damn.
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed the flash of combat again. We'll talk about it. You killed 7. There was one more than what you were
I
informed.
thought I did my count. I was like, he lied.
One
There was
more.
7 of them.
But that could just be a miscount on their part. It
But
could
she was
just be-
also thin blood and they were doing it during the day.
Yes. Well, so they're Hey, how's it going?
There you go. That's how that happened.
Very variable.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a very variable, but that was the one that they weren't expecting was the thin blood.
I'm hurt.
We'll see you next week then. EE, it's all you.
Okay, we have a Patreon and stuff. Go support us. And this episode will be on YouTube tomorrow. We also have Shadow of Darkspawn tomorrow. And we're going to go do an after show. There are no announcements. So...
Tell EE to feel better.
Ow. Yes, thank you.
Feel better, EE.
Thank you. Mathis, who are you? What are you doing when we find you?
I'm at this. I guess you can most likely find me on Chilluminati Podcast at this point in my career. So go listen to that. Go become one of the listeners of that podcast. Make me a lot of money. Thank you very much. Also, Mathis Games everywhere else. And on Wednesday nights, I'm DMing a Star Wars game on my other D&D channel, the Lost Initiative Show. Super fun stuff happening over there. And then I don't know if I'm doing anything else. I think that's everything. I'll be here next week. And we finally get to meet Malik, maybe, unless he dies super fast. We'll see.
I just want to smash his head in. I don't want to talk to him anymore.
I think we give Liz the honors, right? I think she needs the honors.
Oh, don't worry. Liz has got some things that she needs to try and do first.
She can attempt
That's why
it.
it's not as simple as you killing him. You understand Liz is going to try something first, right?
She can try.
Exactly. She's going to try.
Miss Magitech, Tracy.
Hello, everybody. I'm Tracy, Miss Magitech. You can find me everywhere, Miss Magitech. I do streaming and YouTube videos every week, so you can check them out or talk to me on Twitter about things. That's about it. That's me.
All right.
See you next
Ollie, Bub, what about you?
Hi guys, I'm back as the butcher, and I'll probably be like this until I get
God,
the mask.
it rarely happens, but watching just Ollie pop off is so scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens in a little bit, but when it does, it makes for a good show. So you guys can find me everywhere as the Butternut. Just look on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. Just find me and come enjoy the show as the Butternut. I'm out here doing things.
Little Red Dot, Chelsea, what about you?
Dot. You can find me online as Little Red Dot. Rolling dice, telling stories, hanging out with cool cats like this. Yeah, I've got a premiere this week on my channel. You should check that out. If you like ladies and you like Vikings, I got both.
That is a good pitch.
Yeah. Come out on Wednesday. You'll hear more about it. So yeah, new things in the works happening this week. I myself have just gotten over massive illness, so I'm just glad to be
By
back.
giving it to me.
Yeah, sure.
Coronavirus,
yes.
it's magic like that.
Yes, magic right through the interwebs. So yeah, that's me. That's what I do. Wait, is it Mathis's turn or E's turn?
No, it's Ava's Tracy's turn.
No, wait,
Wait, what? Did you go? I don't know
Yes.
what's happening.
It's
anymore.
EE's turn, right?
Hell, dude, I don't know.
EE.
EE, go for it, dude.
Tell us who you are.
Find me on YouTube and do the things there. I upload the wrong episode because I'm not competent when ill. The right episode of Hearts of Iron will be going up in half an hour. So if you want to watch Hearts of Iron as Anarchist Spain invading everywhere, then sure. That's the
Let's do
thing.
the after show. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.